What's going on, people? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. Hopefully, everybody had a good night, a great weekend as we sit here and try to talk about some of this sister wives foolishness. Let me fix this camera because that is crazy. For those of you who are on mobile, I have to center myself a little better. But if you guys can see me, you can hear me, everything is cool. Give me a one in the chat. That lets me know that we're all good, that I'm not sitting here talking to myself, which I have done many, many times in the past. I have to call down. All right, thank you, Lizzie B. Appreciate you. How you doing, Lizzie? Pop that out, and then let me pop another one out so I can actually see what you guys are saying. Um, yeah, hopefully you guys had an opportunity to see tonight's episode. It was actually a pretty decent episode. In fairness, there were some things to talk about. I have some thoughts. Okay, James got some thoughts about some of the stuff that we saw tonight. And some of the thoughts that I have, I'm gonna be honest with you, are not pretty. They're not gonna be happy thoughts. These are not gonna be feel good thoughts. These are not gonna be thoughts of encouragement for uh for the cast members, because some information started coming out about what's been going on behind the scenes. And we need to have that conversation. Okay, especially as we talk about like we're at the precipice and really the crossroads of trying to figure out where the show is going and what TLC plans on doing. And I think that this is actually one of the major things that will impact the show moving forward. Okay, or potentially any spinoffs moving forward. Just as like a small, I won't even call it housekeeping, but minor details. uh we had an opportunity to see Janelle go off with her friends to New Orleans tonight. We'll start like we'll save the spicy stuff towards the end because I don't want to burn myself out, because I'm also giving myself an opportunity to kind of pull in a little bit. Uh but we got the opportunity to see Janelle go off with her friends, and you know what? I don't know, like y'all. To be honest with you, Mary's friend Jen, I like her from the respect that she gives Mary a good basis of where she is. Uh, she gives a good basis of like, Mary, this is what Cody's up to. Mary, you gotta pull your head up out of Cody's ass because he's not treating you well, etc., etc. That's where I think Jen's true value to the show and maybe even her friendship with Mary kind of shines through. Janelle's friends, they seem like they fun. You know what I mean? Like, I won't be like a friend snob or anything, but other two friend groups, I think Janelle's friends are probably more my speed. Like, like some of the jokes that they were telling, I thought were like kind of funny. Um, Jen and Mary, like I said, it's no shot on them at all. Like, your sense of humor is your sense of humor. What you think is funny is what you think is funny. But it just seems like with from my respect, it just seems like Mary and Jen's jokes are a lot more I don't want to say juvenile, but I mean I think that's probably the best descriptor. Um Whereas the other ladies, it seems like their jokes are a little more sophisticated. Like they're a little more sophisticated. Uh so it's not necessarily like they could have, like, if with the alligator eating gator meat. I don't know if anybody's ever had gator before. I've had gator before. It's as they say with everything, it tastes like chicken, just really greasy ass chicken. It's greasy as shit. Like, it's crazy. I don't know how people eat that stuff. It's so greasy. But the whole thing with like that, they sat there and had a whole conversation about that. They said the joke like what I was thinking when they were like, "Oh, these look like little bugs in the corner of your barrel." I'm like, "What do you mean, cockroaches?" Like, who the hell? Who admits they didn't even know what a cockroach is, and why would you eat those? Like, that is disgusting. I don't know. This don't sound like fun. I'm certainly not gonna pay to go on vacation to eat cockroaches. Like, who does that? Like, that must be some off kilter stuff. Like, nobody I know would pay to go. Like, I don't want to see a cockroach. Okay, I want to see a cockroach in my house. I'm damn sure not gonna pay to go to somebody else's house to see no damn cockroaches, or apartment, or a hotel or whatever. But like that conversation I thought was fun. But And even a conversation, do you want a tall guy? Do you want a short king? Even a roller coaster got, height requirements. I thought that shit was funny, you know. And with Jen and them, everything seems to be about sex. Like they seem desperate to me. Like I don't know. And again, like this is everybody has their own taste in friends. Everybody has their own sense of humor, what they kind of jive with. So, but that's just my vote. Matter of fact, let's run a poll. I'm kind of curious what people are thinking. I'm about to set this up. Start a poll. Which friend group would you join? Oh, can't type tonight. All right. Go team Janelle. Not necessarily Janelle, but like her friends, like the conversation they was having. We're gonna get into that in a minute. Team Mary. All right, we're gonna get into that in a minute. Like that's a separate question, y'all. I gotta post it in because I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know. I know I got this little mobile thing going where I come off a little better for the mobile phones, but it sounds like they separate my chat and stuff. I don't know if I like that. Again, this is not asking would you hang out with Janelle or Mary. Which friend group, like dynamics in friend groups, would you hang out with? All right, I gotta type everything twice apparently. All right. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about. I don't know, guys. Like between County Pass and the kids, where do we start? Where do we start? All right. Yeah, we'll get into it in a minute. Again, with the poll question, it's not would you hang out with Janelle or would you hang out with Mary? I'm talking about the dynamics of that friend group. Like, which one do you find more appealing? That's all. Let's not get crazy, y'all. Let's not get crazy. Nicole Aggie said Jen is funny. That, like I said, everybody got their own taste. It's cool. This is not a somebody right and somebody wrong. You know what I mean? I see some of the humor and stuff with some of the things that Jen say. It's not like they're terrible, which is why I'm asking as a friend group. I'm not saying, oh, would you hang out with Cody and Robin because they so entertaining? Like I didn't even put them in the thing because I couldn't do them. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you. Before it was separated. Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. You're saving the day, Lizzie, because I thought I was going to have to make some choices. Um, Before we get into it, let me I think I saw some super chats come in, and I want to make sure I get everybody. We got Megatron in the house, $2 super chat. What does Megatron have to say? Janelle, you scallywag. I am here for all the shade. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Janelle. We got to. You know, I look, man, I don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I don't care if you're a character that I like or I've historically preferred. If you do some low down dirty shit, I gotta call it out. I have to call it out. I can't just pretend like I didn't see it and it's all good and it's all gravy. Oh yeah, that's fine. You was planning on doing some low down dirty nasty ass shit to your friend, your quote unquote friend, somebody that you was advising. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that, Megatron. We're gonna have to get into it. We're gonna have to get into it. It is what it is. You know, sorry, not sorry. I'm like Cody. I apologize. I apologize. You ever hear somebody apologize? Because that's coming up soon. The apology tour is coming up soon. You ever hear somebody apologize? Well, that's the first thing they say, and every time they say you want to slap the fire their ass because it's just something they saying that they actually don't mean it. Like there's nothing more annoying to me than for you to apologize to me and not mean it. If you don't mean it, save that shit. Put it in the can, shove it up your ass and toss it in the ocean. I don't care. Don't give it to me though. Don't apologize and pretend like you doing me a favor. These are the words that I need to hear. What I need to hear is a sincere apology. And if you're not actually sorry, then save that shit. and we can hash it out. We just do what we got to do. We do what we do. But when you try to use that apology stuff, all I hear is, I am now manipulating you. I am now manipulating you. I'm sorry, manipulation coming your way. I'm not playing that. No, 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 no. See, if anything, that's just gonna get me more fired up. That's just gonna make me more angry. Whatever I'm mad at, it's that plus now this. Because now you treat me like I'm a dumbass. That, you know what I mean? Like, the one thing, I'm not saying I'm a genius and none of that bullshit. I don't know. But what I do know is I'm not a stupid ass person. I don't hold myself out as stupid. Right. And when you sit up there in a fake ass apology, or as I like to call it, you apologize. Okay. You sit up there and give me the apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're telling me that you think I'm dumb. Right. You think I'm stupid. You think I'm a dodo. So you just gonna sit there and apologize to my face, and I'm supposed to be grateful that you would take time to apologize to me. Thank you so much for telling me something to make me feel better, because that's the only thing that matters to me, because I'm too stupid to understand that you really don't mean it. And whatever it is that you did wrong to offend me or create some kind of offense towards me, you actually don't give a shit that you did it. But I'm supposed to just take it, shut up, smile, was it smile and be sweet, so that you can feel better about yourself? No, thank you. No, thank you. Well, you can miss me with all that shit and tell it to tell your story walking, Huss. You can tell that shit walking down the street. So I'm all about that, Megatron. Let me give you a little something, though. Thank you so much. Lizzie B said you didn't give us another option neither. I should have put that in there. I wonder if I can edit the pause. I don't know if I can. No, they won't let me edit. but touche, Lizzie B, touche. Neither. I'm not doing neither one of these. I value my time too much. My time and my sanity. All right, here we go with Megatron $5 super treat. Janelle throwing out she fitting use the county pass money for her new land was epic. And when she added, and I just want to check because and she looked at Cody and Robin. Yeah, I like that shit. I'm here for that shit. I don't like how she tried to play dirty, but I do like that. That was like, oh, that was a yes moment, because when she said that, but Cody and Robin's faces, y'all, they shit got tight. They look like they bit into a lemon now. They look like somebody shoved the lemon up their ass, because they was just, what the, what do you mean you have a life without us? That's the face that they were given. That's the energy I got. What do you mean you have things that you want to do that doesn't involve us, that you've acquired land that I can't take control of? How dare you? How dare you be happy without me? And even a whole, because they steal. You know what I mean? You at that point now, y'all, Cody and Robin at that point now, where they come over to your house, if you let them in, okay? If they come over to your house, if you let them in, when they get ready to leave, first of all, you don't get left in a room by yourself. At no time are you in the house alone. You are always to be there with somebody. If I got to go to the next room, get up, get off your chair, let's go. We're going into the next room. Okay, when I'm getting ready to leave, I got to go to the bathroom or someplace you can't go. You got to wait on the porch. Okay, you stay at that stage. And then when they leave, you patting them down, checking pockets and purses. Okay, that's where they are right now. That's the energy Janelle was giving them. We checking pockets and purses up in this joint. Okay. Now, it's either that or we go into the back room and you can strip down. You can give me what's mine and get naked. Like, it's your choice. Like, that's how we doing it. Because you guys steal. You guys are thieves. That's what Janelle did to them. And, and as much as they struggled, they fought and everything else, that's the part that it bothers me, that we'll get into the whole county pass transaction and some of the stuff that Janelle did. That's the part that bothers me the most when it came to her trying to create deals with Cody behind Mary's back to force the sale. That's the part that bothers me the most. because you guys are still putting yourself in a position where you're trying to trust somebody that you know steals. You know he's going, because that's what you just said. When you sit there and say, I want to check the numbers to make sure that this dude put the right numbers in, that we're actually getting the money we need. And yet we're going to talk about this because I got something for homeboy to the worst realtor ever. Okay. If I ever if I buy a stick of stone in Arizona, I would never use that guy. I would never use him. Are you kidding me? He is the worst realtor ever. Look, I know being on TV sometimes is a good way for you to get your name out. But the level of unprofessionalism that this guy demonstrated on Coyote Pass it's unlike anything I've ever seen. Like, you're about to walk away with a fat ass commission check. I'm talking about a fat ass commission check. This is $1 million property. And you guys, just from this one transaction, if you get the full 6%, you divide that 2 ways, 3%, you walk away with 3%, whatever, you're walking away with a fat ass commission check on this property. And the way he went about it, bruh, I don't care. Somebody gonna write, or some of the other creators are probably going to say, but yeah, that was probably done by production. The production probably did that way because they wanted to increase the Look, this is going to be one of them Bruno Mars moments. Okay, we not doing that. I wouldn't put my name, my reputation on the line for this show. It's better to never be on a TV show than to be on a TV show, especially a reality show, and have a bad look and come off unprofessional as hell. That whole shit was unprofessional. I can't even look. When I saw that shit, I was done. You know what I mean? I saw that, I was done. Data. I was like, everybody would have got cut. He was talking about showdown on Coyote Pass. It would have been a Coyote Pass cuss out. Okay? That's what it would have been. It would have been the showdown in Coyote Pass. It would have been the Coyote Pass cuss out extravaganza. Everybody got laid out up in that joint. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, what are you, nuts? You show hour late and then some? Oh, baby, we're gonna have a conversation about that because James have some thoughts. Okay, but thank you so much, Megatron. Telling you straight up. All right, we got with a couple more. I just get to this, and then we're gonna get into it, y'all. But keep sending them in by means. But Mega. Oh wait, hold on. Hold up. Where's my John at? Where's my guy at? Hold on now.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
We got Negla in the house. Negla 3 in the house with a $2 super treat. Is Michelle in here? Is Michelle in the house? Let me know when Michelle touched down if she come in. I want to give a shout out to Michelle. Mary. FG is middle school. Oh, Mary's friend group is middle school. Janelle friend group is college. Yeah, I'm a little too old for both of them. I ain't gonna lie. But at least I can appreciate the fact that at least Janelle and them wasn't sitting there holding like the stick of crocodile meat, gator meat, talking about, oh, you know what this look like? I'm about to put it in my mouth. Ooh, somebody done greased it up. Like I couldn't do those jokes. You know what I mean? That shit was crazy. Because I feel like that's kind of where every conversation with Jen and Mary, it winds up. You know what I mean? He has a pee-pee. Like, it's just, it's too much. Too much. Like, I don't mind, like, Lord knows I don't mind a good dirty joke, right? You know, I've worked blue humor. I've done all that stuff. But let's not, you know, sometimes you gotta leave a little to the imagination. A little bit. Come on now. Let me give Negla 3. Negla 3, salute. Let me give you a little something. We have Ty with the $4.99 super chat. I've been riding hard for Janelle for a bit now. Ride or die. But y'all, the buttermilk is not clean. And yeah. You know what, Ty? We right here with each other. Me and you right here. I've been riding hard for Janelle, Christine. I've been riding hard for those two, especially. I've even gone as far as to try to come up with some rationalization as to why she might have said what she said last week. You know, if you Cody, if you want to sell the land out from under, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I was like, okay, well, maybe it didn't come off that way, or she was just merely stating the facts. When Cody dropped truth bombs tonight, and revealed that she was trying to go back and sell that shit out from under Mary, only giving Mary what 1/3 of one parcel. Janelle, what we doing? You know, like Ty said, the buttermilk is not clean. Okay. You know, this buttermilk, not only is it not clean, this buttermilk got the salmonella in it. And since they also man crazy in Janelle's group, it's the salmonella. They got the salmonella up in that joint, make it cough, sneeze, and itch. Real funny. Which also references, for those who don't know, every now and again we get some of the Southern folks who will say something to the effect of, you know, this type of behavior make my ass itch. So I'm just saying, like, this was like, what the shit, Janelle? What are we doing, girlfriend? Yeah, and first of all, let me just tell you like this. If you're going to do some sneaky conniving shit, you're going to do some sneaky conniving stuff, don't ally yourself with the devil. Okay? Because the devil going to do devilish shit. When you ally yourself with a thief is going to steal. And if you hook up with a con man or somebody trying to take advantage of a situation, you can't be surprised when that person tries to take advantage of you. Just, you know, just keeping it all the way above. You can't be, oh my goodness, I can't believe Cody ripped me off too. Because, yeah, he could very well. Here's the thing, Janelle, babykins. Here's the thing. Cody could rip your ass off too. Okay? Because last time I checked, you're only on 50% of the two parcels that you're on. You're on 50% or 1/3 of one parcel, and you're on 50% of the other. And those numbers, girlfriend, do not equal up to 25% of the total sale. So while you're sitting there conniving and ready to cheat on Mary, you're about to get done too. Okay? You're about to get done too. Like I said before, you know, Coyote Pass was a drug dealer. Everybody be getting shot in the face up in this joint. Like, this joint be terrible. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. That's probably gonna get me demonetized. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, yeah, this is going bad. Like, they are messing up. Let me give Ty a little something though. Ty. Yeah, yeah, you gotta be careful. You call yourself hooking up with some people, boy, and they will undo you. Then we had Annie Banani. What's up, Annie Banani? I love the name. Annie Banani with the $10 super chat. Oh, unrelated, but I did speak Pike for the first time to talk about Decider's interview with Cody, and I ended up sending 6 messages. I had a whole page of notes because this man made me say, shut the fuck up so much. Look, we gonna play him. How about that, Andy Banani? We gonna play him. Welcome to the crew. You just sent in your first message. Boom! Gonna have to come up with some celebration stuff for the first timers. That's awesome. Thank you. Looking forward to listening to your message. We're gonna talk about it on Thursday. Make sure you guys hook up with us on Thursday, where we run the Speak Pipe reaction show, where you guys get to have your words in. You get to say what's on your mind. Thank you so much, Lizzie B. That's what it is. Speakpipe.com. Hit that link. I'm also going to link in this video so you guys be able to find it in this video. It'll be at the top of this video if you're looking for it. Thanks, Liz, for that. Elisa, for that note. So, yeah, you are more than welcome to call in, leave your messages, and we'll talk about it, because some of it will drive you crazy. All right, and I'm going to do a video on Deciders thing too. So thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let me give you a little something, something. I am so behind on my video making too. I got so much shit to do. But Annie Banani, this is for you. All right. Then we had we got Michelle Woods in the house with the $1.99 super chat. I heard my name and came running. Michelle, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? Hopefully everything is going well. Let's give a shout out to Michelle Woods in the house. All right. Let me give Michelle a little something, something. Thank you for coming in, Michelle. All right. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Glad to have you in the house, Michelle. Michelle's also a content creator, so look for her stuff. Betty Aldridge with the $5 super chat. Janelle got tired of waiting for them to figure it out. I'll be the same bitch. I need my money. Stop dragging. But the problem is, I would agree with you. But the problem is that Cody was trying the paperwork that Mary wasn't signing was the NDA paperwork. And this is before he transferred all the titles over. So no, I'm not signing an NDA. I'm not signing to go ahead and sell the land and I can't talk about it. And I only get 1/3 of one parcel of the 4 parcels that we selling. No, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. You gonna wait and we gonna talk about it. Nope. I will not. Nope. I will be in the same boat with Mary on this one. And I'm not I'm like the most interested man on earth. I don't talk a lot about Mary, but when I do, I got something to say. Mary, she did it the exact way you should do it. I am not signing off on this, hoping that Cody does the right thing. The days of Cody getting the benefit of the doubt have been gone for at least 20 years, as far as Mary is concerned. 20 years is actually being very generous. You know what I mean? Like 2 decades, at least 2 decades plus, this dude hasn't deserved the benefit of the doubt. And there's no way he screwed you on your house sale. He screwed you on why you moved to Arizona. He screwed you to get you to sell your house to move to Arizona. He screwed you as far as you contributing money and only putting you on 1/3 of one parcel of a 4 parcel lot. Like, he doesn't have the credibility for me to sit up there and the trust me, bro shit. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We are not doing that. We are not doing that. Trust me, bro. I got you. Why would I try to rip Mary off? I would never rip Mary off. So I'm gonna sign the paperwork, and you guys are gonna give me a check. You're gonna write me a check out.
Wrong.
We're not doing that shit. Nope. That's what she was waiting for. We'll talk about it, though. We'll talk about it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Betty Aldridge in the house. Got wisdom and grace, y'all. Betty Aldridge coming in with the wisdom and grace. Then we have Love Soka. Remember, for 9 months. What? Almost a year. I'm gonna have to come up with some cool thing for my yearly members, like some kind of celebration thing. Janelle's friends all the way. I have never seen her laugh so much or so genuinely. The getter. Look, I'm with you. I have never seen Janelle like that relaxed and quiet as kept. Can I tell y'all a secret? Quiet as kept. She's more natural with these women than she is with Christine. She's more natural with these women than I've ever seen her with Christine. Even when the two of them are getting along, they don't have the same level of connection she does with these women. Or at least it doesn't come off that way on screen. Maybe off screen, their chemistry is there. They love each other. I'm not saying they don't care for each other. That's not what I'm saying. Are they not friends? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying on screen chemistry, it's there with the friends where it's not really there. It seems strained with Christine. So I mean, I'm just opening my eyes. I'm just saying, y'all. Just saying. Thank you, Love Soka. Appreciate you. And by all means, if you guys disagree with me, it is what it is. You know, I mean, I'm okay with it. Negla 3 back in the house with the $2 super chat. Negla 3 coming through. Just when y'all thought she was gone, Negla be popping back up on your ass. You know what I mean? Negla be like, here I am. And I know Negla, there's a few folks in here I know y'all don't play with y'all money. Negla 3 is one of them folks. I know she would be, look. I'm like, Negla, these fools, they trying to get me for like 200 stacks. Negla be like, well, what we doing here? Let's get the car keys, go talk to them. We gonna ride out. Do we just need to meet with them? Grab them shovels. Janelle, dig 2 ditches. Old said, yeah. When you try to get revenge, dig 2 ditches. And snitches get ditches too. So, you know, a lot of ditch work going on. Just saying. Well, I would say that Janelle kind of ended up in a ditch because she definitely crashed out. Okay. She crashed out hard. This was not a good look for Janelle. This episode was not this was not Janelle's episode. Okay. This is actually one of those episodes that's going to go down in history as like one of the bad ones. All right. But let me give Negla 3 a little something. And it's almost crazy too, because last week I was talking about like this season, what we really are missing is the earmark episode. Like, you know, in previous seasons, you had the Isabel episode, the Truly episode, which you got sick. You have the episode with the adoption. You have Catfish. You have, you know, the seasons were pretty marked. This one, this is all you, Janelle. This is your episode. Is like, what are we doing, girlfriend? What are we doing? That was grimy. But YouTube is my time machine. What's going on? Remember, for 3 months, holla at your boy. All right, YouTube is my time machine. Do you think Cody is really calling his kids? No. I think he's calling them names. I think he's calling them everything but, you know, children of God. That's what I think. Sounds like he's blaming them for not reciprocating. Here's the thing, because I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. That's one of the things I can feel myself heating back up again. You know what I mean? Like, you ever had that? Like, there's certain things I'll talk about, or like, you know, and it doesn't even have to be real, but just thinking about this shit just get my shit, like, it just activates something. It's like, oh, we about to do it. We about to do it. My body is flipping switches. That's how you wind up in digits, flipping switches. Because I'm about to crash out. But look, when it comes down to it, the whole thing with Cody and those kids, that's always going to be a problem for me for one very good reason. He's never taken responsibility for his part in it. Everything that happens to him is somebody else's fault. And, you know, just my personal life, I've been through enough struggles. I've had enough hard times, good times, bad times, been top of the top, bottom of the bottom. I've been all over the place. You know what I mean? And the one thing that I've always been consistent about is my participation in the results of my situation. Let me say that one more again. I've always been reflective of my participation in my situation. What did I do to land me where I am? What good decisions did I make? What bad decisions did I make? How can I improve upon things that I'm doing so that I can get a better outcome, or outcome that I find more desirable? I'm not going to sit up here and is this person, is that person, oh, what he did and what they did and what they got going on. What am I doing or what am I not doing? Right now, we could, like, of course, there's outside forces and influences and reasons why you might not succeed or you fail or you can't participate or whatever the case may be. Sure, that exists. And there's some things that you can't do anything about. And those things I try not to worry about and try to worry about the things I can do something about. But in order for me to do what I need to do about the things that I can do something about, I have to recognize where I'm at fault, where I'm culpable. What have I done, good or bad? If I don't have a relationship with somebody, I'll sit back and I'll say, okay, you know what? That person's an asshole. And I have somebody I'm thinking about right this moment. That person's an asshole, right? And is there anything I can do to get a different outcome with that person? Is there anything I could have done to get a different outcome with that person? The person I'm thinking about, no, there's nothing I could have done, right? There's some people in your life that there's nothing you're going to be able to do to fix shit. But in this situation with Cody and his kids, I've watched for a long time on this show. And Cody can say, well, you don't see all of our lives. You're right, I don't. But I've seen on this show for a long time, the kids will say shit, but you can see in their eyes that they didn't mean half the shit they were saying about you. That they actually wanted to have a relationship with you. They were begging you for a relationship. I remember before Christine left your ass and packed your raggedy ass shit up and put it in her garage, you had your two sons, one of whom is no longer with us, begging you on the side of County Pass to spend time with them. They were begging you for a relationship. They apologized for the things that they said about Robin, knowing full well that Robin was all in that shit up to her fucking neck as to why you weren't dealing with them or talking to them. But they were willing to let that go. They were willing to put aside reality. They were willing to suspend reality so they could have a relationship with you. But you took that, you saw their hand outstretched, you spit in their hand and you slapped them in the face. And now, because it doesn't benefit you and because you look bad, let's be very clear. I'm about to get heat. I can feel it. I can feel it. Yes, I feel it. Yes, affirmative. I feel it. Because you look bad, not because you feel bad or this is a relationship you want, because you look bad. You realize that in your whole, I'm trying to seek redemption and have my redemption arc so that the fans will start loving me. You realize that nobody is going to love you, like you, or give a shit about you if you can't take care of the people you're supposed to take care of. They damn sure aren't going to look to you for advice. And that's where he's trying to put himself. For anybody who's under some kind of delusion that this man wants to be popular on Sister Wives, you are insane. He wants to be the guy that gives advice on relationships, especially romantic relationships and parenthood. And you can't give parental advice when you don't talk to your kids because you refuse to talk to them. Now, let's keep it all the way above. Sometimes, and I'm also aware of this, I know we all like to pretend that all children are saints and they're all innocents. But look, assholes come from somewhere. Okay, let's be very clear. Let me say that one more again, because I did not stutter and I didn't make a mistake when I said it. Assholes come from somewhere. Assholes were once kids, and they grow up to become assholes. They were asshole kids, they become asshole adults. And those asshole adults don't always have positive relationships with their family, including their kids and or their parents. You know why? Because they're assholes. I'm sorry I said the A word so much, but pardon my French. Is that a pile of lie? I don't know. You didn't mean that. You do too much. If you're offended, don't be offended. Because I'm just calling it like it is. But they come from somewhere. So in some cases, you can't build a relationship with those kids because they are who they are. They're relationship adverse. That's not the case that Cody has, though. That's not his situation. It's not his situation. When you look at these kids, like usually assholes can't maintain a friendship longer than a year, 2 years. Like, you know, when they get 2 years, hot, heavy, this my friend, it's my sister, my brother from another mother, my sister from another mister. You catch up with them 2 years later. What happened to your sister from another? Oh, you mean that ass? That slacker, that scallywag, skip, scop, scallywag? I don't deal with them. They trash. What? What happened? They found out you was an asshole. That's what happened. And sometimes they don't get along with their parents. There's nothing their parents can do. I acknowledge that. But that's not this situation. And if I'm wrong, Cody, if I'm wrong, say I'm wrong. You don't have a problem saying anything else. You don't have a problem blaming them and saying nasty, rude shit to them on television any other time. Come out and tell the truth. If you say it, your truth, if you're saying that you don't have a relationship with your kids because they're assholes and there's something fundamentally wrong with them because they wackadoo, then come out and say it. But don't sit up here and try to play it off like, oh, because it's the divorce that I don't get along my kids. That's a damn lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. But thank you so much, YouTube is my time machine. We're going to have to kick this shit off because now you done got me fired up. Somebody done kick somebody done pour gas all over the fire. We're going to put the fire out. Grab that glass of water. That's not water. That's gasoline. Okay, good. Because we about to blow up like a man smoking at a gas station, son. It's over. All right, let's get into it. Before we do, I feel like one of my reality shows, like in my hand, I have the people who will continue their life's journey and have their lives changed. And then I have, if you're not in my hands, you will go home and wash dishes at Denny's. And I will tell you what it is. After this commercial break. I hate that shit. Well, I'll be so mad. And why are you talking all slow? They bumped their head or something? What's going on? All right, here's the result so far. I'm going to leave this open for the whole night because I'm curious about it. Which friend group would you join? In one, we have 43 votes. 72% of you said Team Janelle. Of course, 28% of you said Team Mary. Then, of course, we have the other poll, which I don't know why they separate them. But we have 171 views. Make sure you guys hit the like button, too. Which friend group would you join? 26% said Team Mary. And, of course, 74% said Team Janelle. And again, this isn't necessarily reflective of Mary or Janelle. It's just talking about the friend group. Okay. And what would be more their speed. But we'll lock that in. Thank you so much. And we'll keep the polls open. So you guys have an opportunity to go ahead and give your thoughts on the poll. All right. But we have one more come in. It was Negla 3. With the $2 super chat, said, we don't need no water. Let that mother burn, mother, burn. Some of y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. That's a song. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let that mother burn, mother, burn. Like, it was a good song. When they put that song on back in the day, that's when you got there cutting the rug. That's when you start getting low with it. That's when the party get hyped. You know what I mean? There's a couple songs like that, boy, back in the day. You know, you young folks don't know nothing about them. Some classics. They put that on. They ran that. I don't think I've ever been to a party. Yeah, I mean, obviously I have, but especially young, I don't, couple songs just turn the whole party out. That was one of them. You get turned up to that. That's a whole vibe. That's when you get lit. They kick that off. The party is on fire. But thank you so much, Negla. All right. So what happened tonight? I've been going crazy. Holy shit. All right. So we had the whole showdown at Coyote Pass. All right. And like I said, it wouldn't have been no showdown at Coyote Pass. It would have been a Coyote Pass cuss out. James was invited because this whole shit was ridiculous. This was the most ridiculous situation ever. All right. Mary and Janelle, they want to wait an hour. This is the first part. Like, they open the show. They talk about how Mary and Janelle showed up, and they waited for an hour for Cody and Robin to show up. The most disrespectful shit ever, especially if I had to get myself to the airport, get on a plane, fly across the country, right? Fly across the country or drive days and days and days from North Carolina to Arizona, get a hotel room, meals, all that, so I could get out there and I'm out there on time and you live, I could see your house from where I'm standing and you show up an hour late, Coyote Pass cuss out. Coyote Pass cuss out. Then when Cody and Robin eventually do show up, they show up and they're complaining that nobody hopped out their car and come running up to their shit and start, oh, Cody and Robin, come give me a hug and a kiss. Cody and Robin, they finally come. Yeah, Cody and Robin, come in. Ooh, Cody and Robin. Are you crazy? An hour late, Coyote Pass cuss out. Coyote Pass cuss out. Oh, you look, I'm not getting out of the car because if I get out of the car, I'm gonna say some jacked up shit to you. So I'm gonna sit my happy ass in the car and keep my mouth closed. It's good we have distance. And about, you sent your 2,000-ton terror, I sent my 2,000-ton terror, and we just keep it separated. Offspring circa 1990s. Okay, we're gonna keep it separated. That's what we're gonna do. Again, this is not the showdown in Coyote Pass, it's the Coyote Pass cuss out. Right? Robin, sit there talking about, I hoped everyone would get out and would say hello. But Mary and Janelle stayed in their cars. Here's my thing, Robin. You didn't get out your shit. If you were so excited to see them and wanted this big reunion on Coyote Pass, why don't you get out the car yourself? Why don't you hoist your fat ass out of the car and then waddle your ass over to the car and start knocking on windows? If you're so interested in doing that. Are you serious right now? That shit is nuts. Oh, I was hoping they would all be out there just kissing my ass because I showed up and I'm feeling sensitive. Are you well? Are you well? Are you sitting in your car popping pills out of a Tic Tac dispenser, you lunatic? Are you insane? Oh, I thought they would be out there waiting. Again, Coyote Pass cuss out. This look, Robin, stay your crazy ass in the car. This chick is nuttier than a squirrel shit pie. I'm telling you. She is nuts and squirrel shit. Oh, I don't know why I didn't get out of the car. You didn't get out of the car either. I'm following your lead. And what bothers me with the whole thing, with that's a demonstration of both Cody and Robin, because Cody said the same dumb shit. That's an example of these two lunatics thinking that they the stars in their own little soap opera. They think they the stars. Everybody else is an NPC. Everybody else is just supporting cast for their feature film. Their life is a feature film. These people are just day players. They just showing up for the day, basically doing background work. Okay, we're going to come out here. We're going to be sympathetic. We're going to tell our stories about how we love Coyote Pass. And the two of them, they better not say nothing because I'm going to yell cut and tell the director, I need to talk to you about the old background help that you hired because we got to get rid of them because they got too many opinions. If you want, there's a thing. It says, be the change. I love that saying. Be the change. Be the change that you want to see in other people. If you want people to be a certain way, be that thing. Be that thing. If you want people to be friendly, be friendly. You want me to be friendly to you? I go somewhere. And again, this is me saying that I take control of my life. I take control of my circumstances and situations. I take control of my stuff. So when I step in a situation like this and I want people to treat me a certain way, I treat them the same way. If I want people to treat me with respect, I treat them with respect. And I expect you to treat me with the same level of dignity and respect that I'm issuing to you. I expect you to reciprocate that. So if I walk up, I can be friendly all day. I've literally had conversations with people who I know hate me as a human being. hate me as a human being. And I'm not being verbose. I'm not being, oh, he just saying that. No, I know for a fact they despise the fact that I exist. And I can sit down and have a conversation with that person. So you can't tell me that your ass can't go out there and you about to get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars each, and you can't be nice to somebody. You can't, hey guys, how you doing? If you're gonna give me, I could sit out there and look, if they gonna give me $300,000, I could sit there, hey Cody, how you doing? Cody, how are you? You understand what I mean? That doesn't even cost me that. I would do that if I had Cody come on my show. I'm not gonna just, Cody, you some bitch. We have a conversation. I can keep it professional. I'm going to ask pointed questions because I feel like I'm not, me being nasty, me being rude, me cussing him out is just going to give him an excuse to evade the questions that I want to ask him. But I will be nice enough to ask the questions that I need to ask because I don't want to have a conversation about how I acted. I want to have a conversation about what you did or what I think you did or your thoughts on a particular subject matter. Is that deep? But again, the whole thing with I gotta kiss your ass, Cody cuss out. Here's the part. Well, we'll say this part for last. Talk about the eye contact. They did a whole thing about it's not fair. We got out and Mary was saying that she was looking Cody in the face, and she was looking at Robin and trying to smile at her and give her a knowing smile and trying to get that smile back so that they know they on this, they on team together. They can, they can get together and talk and fraternize one another. It was okay. They could be adults about it, and maybe they could spark their friendship again, right? Cody and Robin came out and said that we, especially Robin, I tried to look Mary in the face a few times, and she would always look away, and she would never look at me. And these two idiots, God bless them. God bless them. That's what I'm going to start there. God bless them. Fools and children, right? They tell these stories, and I know they tell these stories because they are trying to make themselves seem more like victims. And two, they haven't seen the footage, y'all. They don't know what's coming in. They didn't know what they caught or what they were planning on showing. The whole time they showing them stand out there on the side of the mountain. I see Mary staring in their face, looking like somebody El Kabong the shit out of her with a guitar. And she's standing, smiling at Cody and Robin in their faces. And Cody and Robin are looking off in the damn mountains. They looking at the beautiful mountains. Look at the beautiful mountains. That's what Cody and Robin looking at. They couldn't even be bothered looking over there at Mary. So the fact that both Cody and Robin both said Mary didn't look at them at all. She couldn't. She was standing the whole time grinning in your faces. What are you talking about? That's why you guys look like idiots half the time. Because you tell these stupid ass lies. Why lie about it? That's what this part of the reason why y'all show is going to be dog shit. Because you cannot not lie. Your show is dog shit. If you guys ever have a spinoff, it's dog shit. I'm calling it now. I think I called it before. But I'm going to officially say it again. Your show would be dog shit. Because you guys can't be honest with what's going on. Then they had that whole thing again. They wouldn't look me in the face. Cody pass cuss out. Cody starts let's talk about this dude first. And I'm torn because there's a couple places where I was like, what the shit? First thing, when the guy pulls up, let's talk about the unprofessional nature of this real estate agent, Justin. When this ass pulls up an hour plus late. Now, I don't know if Justin, if you're filling out paperwork, even if Cody is the point person that you're talking to, because you're dealing with people who are equal owners of the land and the property, there shouldn't be one piece of communication in my mind. There shouldn't be one piece of communication that you guys are exchanging with regard to this property that I am on, my name is listed on, and I'm a partner of, that should not have me CC'd. If I'm not CC'd, I should be BCC'd. I should be blind copied on everything. I should be full notice. I should have full notice about everything you guys are talking about, because you're representing me as well, because you're representing us on the sale of this property, not Cody. You're not Cody's real estate agent. You're the real estate agent of everyone who is listed on this property, unless, of course, you want Mary and Janelle to go out and hire their own real estate agents, in which case you're going to be splitting up that money. So because you get the benefit of the full commission, your ass needs to make sure that I'm included in the loop of every piece of information that goes out. Full stop. Full freaking stop. Second unprofessional thing. So we can even, well, as a matter of fact, let's start even before then. One, I should have been included in every piece of correspondence that went out with regard to this land. He said, this is the first time I met you. We should have already had conversation via email, phone, whatever the case may be. We should have already had conversations, because you're also representing me, unless you plan on giving me your share, my share of your commission check, which I know you don't want to do. So do me the service of being serviceable to me. If I'm paying you, I expect you to do the job. Not hard. Then this asshole pulls up in a truck with a dirt bike strapped to the back. So if you're showing up late, now I'm gonna be honest with you. If he showed up on time, I probably wouldn't even thought anything about it, because he's entitled to have a life outside of this deal. But if you show up late to our meeting where I'm about to slide you over thousands of dollars for this transaction, potentially tens of thousands of dollars for this transaction, and you show up tens of thousands of dollars, and you show up and you got a bike strapped in the back of your truck, bike, fishing poles, shotguns, skateboards, basketball, my mind will automatically go, this asshole was ramp jumping on his dirt bike instead of showing up to this meeting on time. Obviously, you got other things you need to be doing. And again, here's a quick note for people who might be in this field. Maybe not everybody thinks like me. I recognize that. But for me, I always would sit there and look at my deals. Could I done a little better, especially deals that I have to negotiate, right? Could I have negotiated a little better? Like if I come in and I make an offer on something, and I could be still like you go to a car dealership or you're buying a piece of property, a home or whatever, and you make an offer and it might even be below their asking price, and they snap that offer up. The first thing you thinking is, shit, maybe I went too high, because they came back too fast with that yes, please, yes. Maybe I went too high, put too much money on the table, right? And that's what I would be thinking. Maybe we went with the wrong guy. Because if he's this unprofessional, how then do I know that he's doing his due diligence and actually making sure he gets the property out, listing the property correctly? Maybe he doesn't have the professional ties to be able to loop in, to be able to connect with people who could actually purchase this property. He might be a guy who's doing this on the side or some shit. And with the level of money that we're talking about, I need a full-time professional guy who's doing this so that I feel comfortable about this deal. There's nothing about the way they presented this whole thing, that whole interaction. There's nothing about that would have made me feel comfortable driving off Coyote Pass. Absolutely zero. The lateness, showing up with the shit on your back of your truck. I guess you try to look like Mountain Man. I don't need a Mountain Man. The fact that he shook everybody's hands wearing gloves. You can't even shake my hand. If you don't want to shake my hand, don't shake my hand. But you're going to shake my hand with a glove on? Disrespectful. It is these little things that make all the difference in the world, especially when you talk about the level of money we talk about. Again, this isn't the thing at County Pass. This is the County Pass cuss out. Showdown at the County Pass. This is County Pass cuss out. Then when his ass shows up an hour late, hour plus late, because Robin and Cody got there an hour and he's still waiting. So he's more than an hour late. He shows up, hops out of his truck, trying to look like Mountain Man, walks over to Cody and Robin's truck, hugs on Cody, stands there and have a conversation with Cody, talking about dumb shit. Oh, you think the weather is coming down? Yeah, the wind is going blowing. I thought it'd be chilly up here. Oh my goodness, I thought it was going to rain. Oh, Cody, you're so smart. I love your hair. What hair products are you using, Cody? That's amazing. Oh my goodness, can't even really see the bald spot. Wow, it's incredible, right? They're having those kind of conversations. Then Robin jump out of the car. She go hop her happy ass over there and give dude a deep ass chest hug, right? That's why Cody ass is nervous, because Robin, first chance she gets, she damn stroking this dude's butt. You know what I mean? His bum, my bum is on your lips. My bum is on your lips. Like she over there chest hugging this dude, all front facing. Oh, come here, Justin. Give me some of that polygamy love. All right. Then he doesn't even speak to the other two women. They just standing there looking. These are people who are paying you. They're paying you. They gonna write you a fat ass commission check after the deal goes through, and you can't even walk your stupid ass over and say hello. Hi, how you doing? I'm Justin. We've been talking. This is the conversation I was expecting to hear. Hi, I'm Justin. We've been talking via email. It's so nice to finally meet you in person. It's nice to put the face to the voice, because I've been hearing you over the course of us trying to work this deal, and I'm so happy to finally meet you. How are you today? Great. How was your trip down? Was it okay? Mary, it's nice to meet you as well. What's going on? Thank you for coming out. I appreciate you guys for showing up. Things like that, the little touch things to make you feel like, okay, yeah, I'm making the right choice, right? None of that. He walk over like they two strangers, like they just hanging out on the lane, like he about to ask him to leave. And then what trips me out is you flew me all this way. And I know this is part of his production, because this is El Stupido. You flew me all the way down here for this shit. Because he showed Janelle a piece of paper. Janelle does ask the question, like Negla said, or Megatron. Oh, who said it? Oh, I'm all confused. Got my two riders in there. Said okay. Megatron. Yeah, asking the question about, oh, I want to check the numbers to make sure. And then after you check the numbers, they supposedly sign a paper just to get in. Nice to meet you. They finally leave. And then Cody and Robin hot on his heels leaving, right? You brought me, I flew across the country for that shit. I could show up, especially if it's a national office. If you're working with Remax or Century 21 or any of the other places, you could go to that place. You could send it to me. I can go to a notary public, get it notarized, send it back. We'd be done. Especially if you're going to sit there and ignore me. Well, I'm flying across the country to be ignored on my deal where I'm paying your kids' tuition. I just bought you a freaking boat. Are you kidding me? Man, that old thing. Like I said, the County Pass cuss out. That shit was unprofessional as hell. And I know we have a couple content creators who are also realtors. I think Anus itself, they're realtors. I'm sure they'll have, maybe they'll have a difference of opinion. This is just me. I'm buying a house. I bought properties before. And I'm telling you, if I had a realtor treat me like this, oh, we're done data. I might even pull the fucking deal. Because I would not feel comfortable with the deal. Especially I'm dealing with two crooks as is. And you're in cahoots. I think you're in cahoots with these two crooks. No, I need to. You gonna show me the document? I'm not signing shit. You send this to my attorney. I'm not going through this with y'all. I need somebody who's going to go through this line by line. Particularly the person who's going to file the complaint against your asses when you try to rip me off. I need them on ground floor. I need to bring them in on the ground level because I'm gonna give it to the guy who's going to be handling the case. So you might not know my name, but you're going to know his name or her name. You know what I mean? Nigga, eat your ass up, Esquire. That's who my, you know what I'm saying? Take them all and how. You know what I mean? That partnership, that's who I'm going with. Getting all my money. So that's it. Like I said, the Coyote Pass cuss out. And it also was very revealing to me that as Mary is standing there to the side, while she was doing that, the one point that I hit, especially now that we saw like kind of the previews, so they must be getting ready to round out this season, which is sad as shit. This is a terrible season. But as they're rounding out the season, they're talking about the tell-all, and they've done separate tell-alls again. And my thing is this: if you guys are in a situation where you aren't yet at a position where you can all sit on the couch, why are y'all even doing the show together? If you can't sit on the couch with one another and talk, why are we doing this show together? Why is there even a Sister Wives show? It's time to end this. Let's just go ahead and cut it, call it a day, call the season, and just turn the show off. It's done. If they can't sit on the couch, because now they absolutely have zero reason to have any conversations. I don't give a fuck. Like, even when Christine was talking about Coyote Pass, I don't care what Christine thinks about Coyote Pass. I mean, I respect the fact that she didn't want to be involved with the dumb shit on Coyote Pass. So she's thankful. I don't care how much money they make. I'm glad I'm done with it and I was finished with it and I don't have nothing to do with it. I respect that, but I don't really care what she thinks about it because she's not involved. Like same. I don't care what Cody thinks about her relationship. At this point, I don't really care what the OG3 think about Robin and Cody's relationship because it ain't got nothing to do with y'all. It's none of your business, right? At this point, like, I talk about it because it's on TV. But if you guys are trying to have a functional relationship with these people, then you're not being served sitting there, having these conversations and pretending like you're going back and forth and commenting on these people's situations. And what I did think about when I was sitting there watching Mary sitting there trying to get their attention and smile at them and, hey guys, here I am. And I watched that. This is why they can't do a tell-all. And this is going to be crazy. And it's going to sound way more cold than I think I intended to be. But like I said, I just call it like I see it. And maybe I'm just, I'm at that point. But these women aren't strong enough to do a tell-all. I'm going to say it one more time. The way they're presenting themselves, they just don't come off strong enough to do a tell-all. Because Mary and Janelle standing on Coyote Pass, and Christine, I don't know, she's kind of she's a little bit of a wild card because she has David. But Mary and Janelle standing on Coyote Pass, not saying shit, letting Cody do all the talking. And especially being as though Justin pulls up, realtor Justin pulls up, faker Justin. He pulls up and he gets out of the car talking to Cody. I'd have been all up in Justin's face, especially if this is the first time I'm talking to him. Before I sign anything, I need to feel comfortable with the deal. So, yeah, I got questions. Justin, we need to talk. Hey, buddy, come on over here. We need to have a conversation. Cody, you can stay your ass over there. You guys talked enough. I need to get some information from Justin. Or if Cody want to be involved, that's fine. But I'm still gonna ask my shit. And I'm gonna say my shit. I'm gonna speak my piece. I don't gotta sit here and talk shit about Cody, but at the same time, I need to be sure that this deal is working the way I need it to work. And if the deal ain't working the way I need it to work, there's no deal. Right? But the way they like Mary's looking for the acknowledgement of Robin and Cody. They're waiting for Cody and Robin to invite them into the conversation with Justin. You flew all that way, did all that traveling. You know this guy is handling this property sale for you. You have just as much right to go over there and have the conversation with him and talk to him as Cody and Robin do. Cody is not your flagship person. He is not representing your best interest. In fact, if anything, he's the antithesis of your representation. He's representing his best interest. Cody ain't there for you. Cody is there for Cody. And it is jacked up to me to think that we're watching these women stand there and they're not ready. They are not ready. I know we're all calling for them to all sit on the couch together, but they aren't ready. Because you saw them, they had a big tall glass and shut the fuck up when they were standing out there talking to Cody and Robin was standing there. Then nobody had nothing to say. Everybody got all kinds of slick shit to say when they're on the confessional couch behind their back. But that energy is all gone when they standing there in their face. Because I'm going to tell you right now, let me go on record right now. And I'm saying this, if I ever get blessed with some good money and I'm out there making $1 million deals on the side of the mountain, I'm going to tell you right now, when Justin pulls up an hour plus late, Cody and Robin pulls up an hour plus late. Justin get out of his car, and Cody and Robin want to stand there and talk about how the parents were supposed to be the dream of the family. I came out here with my family, and the pond was full. Everybody stripped off their clothes. They jumped into the poop pond, and we all swam together. I came up. I had something in my hand, and my teeth was all brown. Story over. Because the time to tell that little bullshit story was an hour ago. That was the pleasant time. That was the time when we could stand out here and commiserate and talk dumb shit. That was an hour ago. We on my time. This business time. So if it ain't about the numbers, it's not about the sale, I don't want to hear shit about it. Let's get this business out the way. I can hop my happy ass in my car and I can go ahead into the sunset for the showdown at the County Pass. I can drive off into the sunset and you guys can stand out here and have whatever dumbass conversation you want to have. You can walk up and down memory lane all you like once I'm gone. But right now, we need to talk about this business. And that's part of the problem, too, because there's too much of the niceties and dumb shit when it comes to their business. That's why their business never get taken care of. That's why their business don't get done. Because they're always standing out having these polite-ass conversations and trying to be friendly and trying to make sure. I don't want to say too much because I don't want things to go wrong. I don't want to get him to get in his mind and he's going to screw me over. He already trying to screw you over. That's like you guys – get into a fist fight. I was always told when I was a young person, me and my brother, we had a thing. We're like, if you fighting somebody, you fighting them. There are no rules in a fight. You fighting them, you fighting them. Because if you guys can make and agree upon rules, then you could probably agree on a lot of shit. Okay, there's no reason for you guys to be fighting because there's room for negotiation and diplomacy at that point. Fighting, wars happen because diplomacy fails. So we can't agree on shit, then we're going to get, it is what it is, right? Because diplomacy failed. There are no rules. There's no politeness. I'm going to be nice. No, it's not about being nice. If you can't be nice, be professional. The final thing I'm going to say about County Pets before we get into the whole thing with Janelle. I got to round this up. But last thing I'm going to say, two things about County Pets. First thing, the whole thing about Mary, Robin, I wanted the family to come together. I'm so bad about the family. She had an opportunity to stand there and talk to the family because two members of the family were standing there. One member who has 6 of the kids you don't talk to was standing on the side of the mountain. If you guys wanted to reconnect, that was an opportunity for you guys to reconnect. So I'm not giving her that pass on that bullshit that she always be splaying out for everybody, that she trying to bring the family together and she trying to be the peacemaker. That's bullshit. Okay, the second thing, let's talk about the big issue, right? Janelle, I get you don't like Mary. I get that you don't trust Mary. I get that you tried to warn Mary and Mary wasn't listening to you. That's a far cry from you going behind Mary's back and trying to sell Cloudy Pass out from under Mary. Which, if we're going to be honest, if you guys go behind Mary's back and sell Cloudy Pass, she never would have got her 25%. I know some people are going to say, but Mary was holding up the paperwork. The paperwork Mary was holding up was Mary wanted Robin, Cody, Janelle, and her name to appear on all the properties. Cody wouldn't transfer the names over until she signed an NDA first. Now, based off of their history and what I like to refer to as common fucking sense, if she signs an NDA before he transfers the titles over, he's under no obligation to transfer the titles over, and she doesn't have the ability to come out and question him not transferring the titles over. She doesn't get to talk about it. And by talking about it, that also includes any lawsuits that she would file. She would be giving her rights away. And that's part of the damn problem from the start. They've been consistently giving their rights away to this man based on a trust me bro premise that he said, okay, girls, you can trust me because once you sign the stuff over to me, I'm going to go down. You give me all your money for your house. I'm going to put it in Robin's house. And when I sell Robin's house, because we're going to build on Cloudy Pass, I'm going to give you your money back. Trust me, bro. How much money did she get back? Jack shit. Jack just left town. Okay? When it came time to do Cloudy Pass, give me all the money, guys. I'm going to go down here and put a bid in for Cloudy Pass. Guys, we bought Cloudy Pass. Here's the deeds. All of a sudden, Mary's name only appears on one third of one parcel of a 4-parcel plot, and she's just supposed to take it. Oh, I'm going to make sure you get your fair share, Mary. Trust me, bro. I'm going to call you, Mary. We're going to try to work shit out. Trust me, bro. Sell your house in Vegas, Mary. Come to Arizona. Trust me, bro. So why in the world would I trust you to the point that not only am I going to give you the right to sell the property, because it's not saying that her signing an NDA doesn't say that he no longer has the right to sell the property out from underneath her. It just says that she doesn't have the right to talk about it. And it also begs the question, did Janelle know that it was over an NDA? Because it's kind of hinted in the last episode. I have to go back and watch it, but it's kind of hinted that she did know that it was because of the NDA. And Mary refused to sign over her right to be able to speak about and or sue in the event that Cody and Robin rip her off. Because if you can't talk about it, you can't talk about it. You damn sure can't put it on a pleading or a complaint without violating the NDA. So you can turn around. She could win the lawsuit for Cloudy Pass and lose on the NDA. And their reputations are dog shit anyway. So they just blame her for the reason why they lose popularity. I was one of the finalists on Special Forces, and that's on a bigger network, a bigger show, and it created a bigger platform than anything related to Sister Wives. And because I didn't receive a positive return on my involvement on Special Forces, I'm blaming Mary directly for her saying that I ripped her off on Cloudy Pass, and that's why I'm suing her for $5 million. And all that will wind up happening, she would be putting herself in jeopardy of turning around and giving them damn Lizzie's in. So no, you don't sign that shit. That one makes no sense. Another question I would have with regard to that, did Janelle sign an NDA? And as I asked that question, did Janelle sign an NDA? Here's the crazy part about it, yo. Can I tell you a secret? If Janelle signs an NDA, she can't talk about it. But Cody and Robin, if they don't sign a reciprocal NDA regarding the same issues, they're under no obligation to stay silent about any of the issues. They can come out and say whatever they want. And we can sit here and talk, oh, that's not fair. It's not right. It's not fair because Cody and Robin coming out telling lies on Janelle and Mary. It's not fair. That's not what happened. They got their own things. And Maddie gets to come out and be like, that's not the real story. But she has to be careful about what she says because then that could violate the NDA. Because if she knows too much, then obviously her mom told her because Cody and Robin didn't tell her. Then that means if Janelle violated the NDA, and she could get Janelle sued. So they got to be quiet about everything. And Cody and Robin are thereby given the permission and the ability to draft whatever narrative they choose to. Isn't that amazing how that works? So yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. Mary was 100% right. Don't sign that NDA. You damn sure don't sign the NDA before the deal is done. Then what? She would have signed the NDA. Then everybody came out and it would have showed up in the records because you can't hide the sale and the county records. They're accessible. Like I can go to those now if I wanted to, and I can look them up and be like, oh, according to this deed, Mary was only on 1/3 of the property. Then Cody will come out and be like, I gave Mary her fair share. And Mary just got to sit there with a smile on her face during the tell-all. Yeah, I heard you got payback. So now that you guys are whole financially, how do you feel now that you guys are financially separate from Cody because he paid you guys off and now you're financially whole? She just get to sit there with a, because she can't say shit. That's why you don't sign that. So yeah, that was the paperwork she was holding. And Janelle, I need the money because I got to buy this property. Janelle, again, this is the part that as she's sitting there talking about, I want to defend polygamy. This is the part of polygamy that I stand against. I don't give a shit. I don't even say I don't give a shit because that's not accurate. I don't give a fuck if I apologize if you guys are upset that I said that. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I don't care. Okay? I don't care that about who you sleep with and how many people you sleep with and what your agreement is in your marriage. That's your business. I don't care. I could care less. Okay? I couldn't care less. I should say it that way. That's more accurate. I couldn't care less. But the protections that I wanted you to have, or the protections I was advocating for as to why polygamy is wrong, is this very reason. Because you're relying on somebody else and how they feel about you to give you a fair shake on what your money look like. You are not outsmarting this man. You are not out logicking this man. You're not out manning this man. I don't give a shit how friendly you are. He is ripping you off. You needed the money because you wanted to make the purchase so you can move your life forward. I respect that. But here's the thing. The reason why you're in the situation that you're in is because of the decisions and choices you made in the past. This is what you call consequences. Because you're involved in this type of marriage, these are the consequences of you being involved in this kind of marriage. And it doesn't make it okay. Like, I like Janelle as far as one of the characters, but this definitely shows, again, this is one of the things I was talking about with these potential spinoffs. You're going to start seeing a lot of these types of flaws. And my question to the fan base is, are you guys ready? Because there's been, even on this channel, there's been a strong thing where if you criticize Christine, Mary, or Janelle, you got people coming at your neck, son. Oh, you can't talk about them. I remember I did a video about Christine or something. I said something about Christine. Oh, you can't say that because she's fighting. You helping Cody because he could use your video in court. First of all, he can't use my video in court. He'd be a fool. If your lawyer bring my video into court and hit play on that shit, and the judge allows it, one, but two, your lawyer thinks it's a good idea, you should fire his ass. And I'm saying this about me, right? But as soon as I criticize it, then all of a sudden, I had people coming for me. Y'all about to find out a very, very real truth about dealing with famous people. I've been blessed and fortunate. I worked with some very famous people historically. And the one thing that I found out to be true, I met and worked with a lot of really famous people, and a lot of the people, very, very successful people that I've worked with are very nice, awesome people. Richard Gere's awesome. Method Man's awesome. Michael B. Jordan is quiet, but he's nice. He's quiet, but he's nice. Jeff Goldblum, super nice guy. Very intelligent too. You know what I mean? On and on, right? Work with a lot of these folks. But I'm just saying, there are people that you work with. Oh, I can't forget Christopher Milani. Awesome dude. But a lot of these people that you will meet, especially ones that are kind of, they're famous, but they haven't been established, not real, B-list, D-list. They are sometimes the biggest assholes. Nice on TV. You see them in interviews, awesome. But in person, never meet your heroes. You understand what I mean? Like that. So when you hit that rubber meets road part, their situations, they're given a lot of cover to OG3. I've always said this. The OG3 get a lot of cover because of how horribly they were treated by Cody and Robin. So they get the benefit of their relationship, the relativity of where they are in comparison to these evildoers. They get a lot of sympathy. They get a lot of benefits. But when they stand on their own and you don't have the shielding of just Cody and Robin being the evil ones, but as it turns out, Janelle was signing off on some of the shit Cody was doing. It also brings up the fact that Janelle knew about Cody's spending habits and Robin's spending habits, and she didn't tell other family members. She didn't call them in and say, hey, let's do a meeting. And this is another example of that. So as this evidence starts to stack up, when do we start questioning, how deep is Janelle in this too? Now, I'm not saying I don't like Janelle anymore. I'm just saying, like, we gotta be real. Here on this channel, we're gonna be real. We're gonna keep it all the way in stack, right? It also is very reflective of the fact that with respect to this, this is an example of what I was talking about. Robin came into the family. She took advantage of the family. She was looking out for herself, looking out for her kids, and she was getting as much as she could personally out of the family. This is an example of this being part of the family culture because like same, I think Janelle and Christine Mary were already on that program. It's just that when Robin came in, she had Cody's ear, she had Cody's adoration, she had Cody's favor, so she was able to capitalize on it much more, far more significantly than other wives. But it's not saying that if they were in the same situation, they too wouldn't capitalize off of it. We kind of built up this thing where we think that the OG3 have always looked out for the family and looked out for each other. But what Janelle demonstrated is that that's not the case. What Christine demonstrated when she left the family and wasn't interested in making sure that the land was, evenly divided or whatever the case may be, and fought to make sure that Janelle and Mary were included in that partition, that land, because she had the right to do it. It would have been difficult for Cody and Robin, and it would have been a fight. She could have had that fight, but she chose not to because she was looking out for herself. Don't necessarily blame her for that, but it just is what it is. But this is kind of where they are. I think that they had a situation where the Brown family was pretty much everybody for themselves. When they talk about Mary back in the day, all the kids sitting around, they have food insecurities. Mary's sitting there eating, they eating like they going to BJ's buying no frills bags of cereal over at Christine and Janelle's house. Mary's eating like organic chicken and and farm raised chicken and that kind of stuff. Grass fed beef. They eating good over at Mary's house because it's only the two of them. They were looking out for themselves. So just saying. Then the last thing I want to talk about, because I didn't want to do a 5-hour chat. I was always supposed to be on there for an hour and a half, but bonus time. We had a good time in the beginning. Last thing I want to talk about, Cody. And this is the part of the episode that got me going. Okay, and I have thoughts. Cody said He was trying to reach out to his kids. And he's sitting there trying to squeeze out some tears over the relationship between him and his children. And what I noticed, even through the interviews of special forces and everything else, what Cody is trying to do, and he even said it tonight, he's trying to remove himself from a place of blame. He's not trying to heal the relationships. He's not trying to build bridges. He just doesn't want to get blamed for the relationships falling apart. He doesn't like the inconvenience of the relationships being the dissolution of those relationships being blamed on him. He doesn't miss the feeling I get. He doesn't miss his kids. He doesn't miss them being around. He might miss the adoration. He might have miss how the kids made him feel. He might miss those things, but he doesn't miss his kids. And this brings a kind of a weird point for me. There was one point where, dealing with somebody, and this is well before my wife, but I was dealing with this person, and we were, we weren't serious, but we were dating. We was heading that way. And it occurred to me while I was dealing with him. And this is one of the things, like I said, this is what I used to do even as a younger person. I used to evaluate my relationships where I am, and I would be honest with myself. So it wasn't based off an argument or a disagreement that we had, but I was just sitting there thinking about our relationship, and where we were going and what we were doing. And it occurred to me while I was doing that this person who I was in a relationship with didn't necessarily care for me or love me as much as they love the idea of me. And there is a difference. There's a difference. Like you might like for them when they come up with their list of what they're looking for in a partner, you checking boxes for them, but it's not necessarily that they care about you as much as they care about the fact that you meet a certain requirement. And it's disturbing yet liberating to realize that and then be able to part ways. We had to part ways based on that. And when I think about Cody and his kids, I don't think that he cares, or at least it comes off to me from the show. It doesn't come off to me that he misses his kids. He just misses the idea of having the big family. He misses the idea of having these kids or these human beings who are trying to get his attention and trying to be a part of his life and, singing his praises and talk about how awesome he is. That's the ideal nature of him having children. It's not him dealing with these human beings as human beings. And I think that that's a fundamental problem that he has. One of the things that was cooking me was that he threw out terms like, I couldn't keep these relationships together because I had the male menopause. Menopause is not a damn joke, first of all. It's not a joke. It's nothing to be playing around with. I mean, if you're gonna tell a joke, make the shit funny. I'll say that. I'm not even the joke police. Just make the shit funny. That's all I ask. If you want to say something insulting or crazy, make it funny and interesting. Don't just say stupid shit. But that again, that's just a way for him to try to take blame off of himself and put it on something or something that's out of his control. I'll also spend a lot of time watching him on these shows trying to blame his wives. It's his wives' fault that he don't talk to him. And then one of the things that annoys the shit out of me and is a huge red flag for me is when people like Cody sit there and start talking about, should I seek therapy? Robin, what are your thoughts? Should I seek therapy? Yes, you should seek therapy because your ass is crazy as shit. And that's not a that's not a professional diagnosis because there's no if you go to the diagnostic book, there's no no term or condition called crazy. Okay. It's a layman's term. But Cody's crazy as shit. Crazy ass Cody. Right? Should he seek therapy? Would it be helpful? He should seek therapy. Would it be helpful? We shall see. TBD. To be determined. And I say that because I know there's going to be people who jump on here, especially some of the people who are professionals. It's really inspiring. I'm pretty impressed that Cody is actually going to potentially realizing that he needs help. I know, right? Great idea. He needs some help. Yes, he does. He needs some help. Here's the thing. When people like Cody go for help, he said a key phrase that a lot of these guys won't pick up on, but I picked up on. He said something that I recognize. He said, if I go see them, they're going to give me the tools I can use to heal these relationships. And that's all therapy is to some people. It's a way for you to get tools of manipulation. It's not a way for you to improve your behavior, for you to try to understand other people's perspectives or try to resolve certain issues. It's a way for you to get tools or levers that you can use to gain leverage or influence over other people to manipulate them into behaving in a way that you find serves you. And I think, in my opinion, that when he talks about seeking therapy, that's what he's talking about. Because, folks, quiet as kept, if Cody Brown was serious about getting some therapy, the mindset that he has, the refusal to talk about any issues that he may have caused or problems where he is responsible for in addressing those issues, his refusal to do that on screen, so much so when he was doing the tell-all, somebody would ask him a specific question about his relationship with the kids or his relationship with Robin, how his relationship with Robin or the lack of relationship with the kids impacted his other marriages and relationships. He shut that shit down quick, fast, in a hurry. He told them quick, fast, in a hurry without missing a beat. That's none of your business. I'm not talking about that. Looking at his watch, looking like he get ready to walk off the set if they persist on asking these questions. He even went to Special Forces where he's getting his big payday and his redemption arc when he felt like that shit wasn't going his way. And they started asking him about how many kids you got. Do you take care of your kids or you have a relationship with your kids? I thought that shit was private. That's private. That's none of your business. That's what he's telling these people. Now, he was in for a rude awakening on Special Forces because they don't give a shit about you thinking you a star. Oh, if you done, and take your badge off and go home. We can stop paying you. We stop putting your picture and shit. We won't put you in the promos. We don't care. Go, bye. You ain't putting food in our mouth. So they were able to push back without missing a beat. But he still didn't talk about his family. So you want me to believe that that guy, is sitting there trying to talk to us about seeking therapy? If he did go seek therapy because he really thought he had a problem, he would never admit it. 1, 2, he would have went to go do it. You're not serious. This is bullshit. That's what this is. So anybody who gets, in my opinion, anybody who get up here and talk about how Cody needs to get credit for the fact that he might be seeking help or recognizing he needs counseling or therapy is either full of shit or they don't know what they're talking about. That's my opinion. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm going to put it where it is. Because anybody like that, when they go seek therapy, they're not seeking therapy. They're looking for weapons. They're looking to sharpen the weapons they have, and they're looking to get new skills and new weapons so they can use it on somebody else. And if he was trying to do that, he was trying to get help. He did think he was responsible. Why is he seeking help for something? He's not even seeking help to help himself. He even kind of said it. I'm looking for a way I can manipulate the shit out of everybody else. And I can try to understand where they're coming from so I can communicate with them on their level and tell them how they wrong, basically. Or convince them that they wrong or get something that I want from them. I'm just saying. Like, I don't care what other people do. I'm not giving them credit. I'm not giving them credit for that. No, sir. No, sir. Do you need help? Yes. Should you go seek help? Yes. Should you get therapy? Absolutely. Am I going to give you credit for getting up saying that you're going to go do something that I know you have no intention of doing? No. Am I going to sit there and pretend like you trying to heal your relationships because you mentioned therapy? Oh, I said therapy. I should go see a therapist and go seek counseling. Yeah, you said you should, but you never did it. Fuck out of here. I ain't new. Bro, I'm not new. Like, maybe y'all knew. You know what I mean? Anybody will get up here and say, third coach should get credit for that. Y'all knew. Maybe you knew. You don't know enough about this show or whatever. Maybe you don't have the life experience to be able to discern when somebody is full of shit. When they popping shit. He's popping shit right now with that. That's the I'm going to seek therapy because it's a little buzzword that you can use. It's kind of like the safe stuff. Oh, he's not safe. It's not safe for me to leave that. Blah, blah, blah. This little buzzword. I'm going to seek therapy because I just want a relationship with my kids. He was hitting all the buttons too, wasn't he? Oh, it's because of my dad. I only have a good relationship with my dad. And I told my mother-in-law, my mother, I just wish I could sit and have a beer with him. She said, yeah, he would like that. But that's shallow shit. That's not addressing any of the issues that you guys have. Thanks for sharing. I think that's what they say. Little group things. Thanks for sharing. You didn't tell us shit, though. Appreciate you trying to snow job us, though. You know what I mean? It's not the jobs I prefer. I don't prefer snow jobs. Okay. So that's crazy. That's crazy to me. That you would he threw Garrison in it. He threw his dad in it, squeezing out stupid ass tears. He had the same tear cry session that he was working on special forces. I didn't buy that bullshit either. Sorry, not sorry. You know, it's just that whole conversation said so much to me because even with Robin sitting there talking to him, Cody blames the wives. Robin comes right behind him and blames the wives. The wives have a close relationship with him because of polygamy. You guys chose to be in polygamy, you asshole. You chose this. Your kids didn't. Your kids certainly didn't choose to be part of a polygamous family. You made a decision. These are the consequences of the decision that you made. You didn't want to be involved with your kids. You don't want to have nothing to do with your kids like that. That's your business. But don't sit up here and cry about it now. You chose to have 18 children. I don't give a shit if it was just the two of you and lived in one house. There's no way in the world you're paying attention to 18 children. There's not enough. Look, if you give every one of them kids an hour a day, that's 18 hours out of a 24-hour day. That gives you 6 hours to work, sleep, eat, take a shit, take a shower, shave your face, polish up your chrome dome, the whole nine. It's 6 hours because you're giving dedicating an hour each day to all 18 of your kids. That doesn't even make any damn sense. That doesn't make any sense. So no, you blame the wives. Oh, the wives had a relationship. And then, like I said, he's been spending the whole time from Special Forces on, from the time he did Special Forces to them opening the doors for him to do all these interviews. He's been consistently saying, I didn't have a fallout with my kids until after the divorces came through. That is a lie. It's a categorical lie. It's a lie. You might have been having trouble with Christine before she moved out, but you weren't divorced from her. You certainly weren't divorced from Christine when you were standing out there and Garrison and Gabe argued with you, called Robin up and told him to send their daddy over to their mom's house. You weren't divorced then. And you weren't divorced when you decided not to go to Isabel's surgery. You weren't divorced then. What are we talking? Like what? Like I said, when people tell lies, these are dumbass lies to tell. And again, I recognize I'm honest with myself. I recognize you're not lying for us. You're not lying to us. You're lying to new people who might be tuning in off of Special Forces. So this lie makes sense. But that's why this is part of the reason why I'm not giving any ground. I'm not yielding ground. I'm not giving him credit. I'm not doing the fluff piece bullshit where I'm trying to convince him to be on my show. Fuck him. Fuck them. I don't care. I don't care if y'all ever come on my shit. I'm going to tell the truth. If you do come on here, you'll come in knowing full well that you'll get a fair shake. But I'm not going to bullshit with you. I'm not going to sit up here and, I'm going to pretend like I never saw an episode before because it would make you feel uncomfortable. Fuck that. Okay? Because all you're doing, if you aren't part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you sit here and you cover for him and you make this shit okay because you're trying to be reasonable and rational, I'm trying to be fair, so I'm going to sit up here and cover for him, you're part of the problem. Robin is part of the problem. Why is Robin part of the problem? She don't have nothing to do between him and his relationship with his kids. That part of that is true. But what she does have a hand in is telling him when he does something wrong that he didn't do anything wrong. She said, you're the leader, you're the boss, but she doesn't hold him accountable and responsible for any of the actions and decisions that he makes. This is the fallout from the decisions that you made. You decided early on that you were going to spend the majority of your time on Robin. You were going to focus on Robin. Whether you were in love with her or not, this is a decision you made. A choice you made. Now you have to deal with the fallout from that choice. The kids recognize that. They realize that they were slighted, that they didn't get the same time and attention that Robin and her kids were getting. They're pissed off about it, and they have every right to be pissed off. And what bothers me is the fact that people will sit here and try to justify what he's doing because you want to be friends with him, fuck him, and you want to sit up and try to be cool with her, fuck her, and you're forgetting the fact that you're invalidating the feelings of these kids who went through these things because they're the ones who are suffering. They're the victims in this situation, not Cody and Robin. They made this situation. The kids are the victims. So why am I sitting up here making excuses for the people who victimize these children? They decided to be in these relationships. You picked them. Your kids didn't come to you like, you don't pick my mama, you gonna get two to the face. That's not what happened. You chose this lifestyle. Life and lifestyle. There was times you was sitting on TV preaching to us about how we're asshole because you want to be a polygamist and you should have a right to love who you want to love the way you want to love them and all that other dumb shit. So congratulations. You got your choice. You got to do it. Now you got to deal with the consequences of your decisions. Let's stop coddling him. I'm not going to sit here and play with his nuts because he's on TV. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to sit up here and make it okay because, oh, Coney's a nice guy and he seems funny. He seems kind of cool. There's stuff that he does. There's things that Robin says because they use little keywords. Oh, therapy. Oh, they're going to do communication. Oh, because they say these things, we're supposed to give them credit. Even though, oh, she's all about communication, but she can't even say hi to the women when she's out on County Pass. That lets you know the level of communication that she's committed to. And again, words, look, faith without acts is dead. Words without acts or supporting action is dead. There's nothing to it. Sitting there saying that you want your family to come back together and that you want everything to be okay doesn't mean a damn thing if you're not taking the steps to make that shit happen. You had an opportunity out there on County Pass because you were locked in. They had to be there. You forced them to come because it was a straight up power play that you even asked them to come down and you made them wait an hour for your fucking asses to show up. That was a power play. They were there. They were probably willing to talk if you would have talked to them. These women ain't strong enough to be like, as soon as you walk up to the door, they go click them. They're not doing that. They would have got out and had a conversation with Robin if she would have talked to him. Oh, but Robin ain't about the girl games. Robin ain't about shit. Okay, let's call it what it is. I had a time, no patience to sit up here and pretend like they being reasonable when they're acting unreasonably. And the whole, oh, well, Cody, they're going to have a Cody-sized hole in their hearts if you're not around. Cody, they'll have a Cody-sized hole in their hearts if you don't pay attention to them because they don't have a relationship with you. Let me tell you something. You can tell a lot by how people talk about people when they're talking to people and they're trying to, have a conversation. One of the things they say, the perspectives they choose. What Robin told me in that scenario, it ain't about them kids. To Robin, fuck them kids. Basically, they'll have a Cody-sized hole in their heart. What about Cody? What about his hole? What about you missing out on shit with your kids? Bruh, you missed out on births. You missed out on your grandkids. You missed out on kids learning to ride bikes. You missed out on a whole slew of firsts with your kids in their journey through life. What about you? What about what you're missing? What about the hole you feel when you sit at your Christmas and dinner table and your holiday festivities and birthday parties and you look around the room and none of your kids are there? What about those holes, those empty ass chairs? But we talk about the hole that these kids have because Cody's not around. Yeah, it's fucking them up because their father isn't around. Yeah, it's probably messing up with their head that their dad ain't around. That their dad don't want to take a moment to talk to them or give them even the least little bit of interest that he pays to your freaking ass. So he won't give any of that attention to them. So yeah, they feel a certain kind of way about it. And I'm not the one. I don't care what other people do. I'm not the one that's going to invalidate those kids' feelings. I'm not going to tell them they should get over it because some lady used the word communication, or because she say she want to have a talk with them, because she say that their father being around is important. His presence wasn't important when you was sneaking him over to your house. His presence wasn't important when you was letting him crash in your house instead of going over there with Janelle and doing the things he needed to do with that family, or over there with Mary and doing the things he needed to do with that family, over there with Christine and do what he needed to do with that family. You wasn't concerned about the hole in their hearts then. Now all of a sudden here you come talk about how you magnanimous and how you gonna give all this opportunity. And Cody, we got to try to heal the children, because what about the children? Because I grew up in a situation. That's another thing. When everything about a situation all of a sudden falls back onto you and your situation and how you going through the same shit. I hate that shit. If I'm going through something, I'm going through something. Can we talk about my problem before we talk about your problem? Can we talk about my shit before we talk about your shit, please? This ain't your time, Robin. Have a seat, girlfriend. You have plenty of opportunity to talk about how your dad wasn't shit in your life. And it begs the question, girlfriend, you got to take a step back. Was your dad not shit in your life because your mom didn't want him around? Maybe you should call your dad and ask some questions. Maybe, I don't know. Just asking for a friend. Because at the end of the day, okay, fine. You know what it's like to have a dad that don't want you. Then how did you sit on your ass and let that man... James, calm down. Yes, sir. I'll calm down a little bit. You sit there and make the complaint that you know what it's like to have a father who doesn't care or want to be involved with your situation. You also know, and this is an example that we know about, which is why it gets brought up so much. Isabel in her surgery. You knew that she needed her father. She was looking for her father. If you were so committed and dedicated and traumatized because your daddy didn't want to have nothing to do with you and you knew how it fucked your ass up, why could Cody come home to your house? Why was he using you as an excuse? You should have had them fucking locks changed when he came there. You don't stay here until you get on your happy ass on a fucking plane, a train, automobile. You hook up and saddle up one of these donkeys, mules, or ostrich. I don't care how you do it. You need to get your ass to New York so you can be there for your daughter the way I wish my father was there for me. That registers for me. That registers for me. That part registers for me if you're going to bring yourself into it. What doesn't register for me is you sitting there supporting somebody who does that shit. And then you sit up there and try to blame her mom because her dad wasn't there. He had every right and every ability to be there for her, for that child. And that's just one instance that we know about. Well, it was COVID and he didn't want to bring nothing home to me and the kids. Well, he didn't have to bring anything home to you and the kids. Cody could have got his ass on a plane and he could have took time to go be with his daughter who needed him at the time. Again, this is the one time we know about, the one time we for sure know about. Listen to him talking. Well, why don't you go by yourself? Your mom could stay here and watch the other kids, watch Truly, and be in the house alone because I'm not going to come and visit her. I'm going to just sit over there with Robin. So I don't understand why the kids don't like me. Like I said, there's a responsibility. This is a powerful thing. And when we jump on these microphones and we sit up here and start trying to make excuses for, we try to pardon and we try to overlook stuff that people are doing because they on a show and he's got to run where he's doing interviews and I'm trying to get him on my show. So I'm going to sit up here and soft pedal and try to soft coat and soft shoe all this bullshit because I'm trying to be his fucking friend so he come on my show. Fuck him. I don't care. I don't care. I couldn't care less if Cody ever called me to be on my show. I couldn't care less. If he come on here, we can have a conversation, but we will have a conversation. I'm not going to sit up here, I've been a big fan of your show the whole time. Fuck him. Okay? We can have a conversation, though. And I'm not even saying if him come on the show, it'll be hostile. It ain't going to be hostile. It ain't going to be hostile. But we going to talk. And I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for you. Oh, Cody seems like a good guy. I think he's getting a bad rap. I think Cody's getting a hard time to go because he seems like a nice enough guy. I'm going to be very honest. I watched Cody do some of these interviews, and here's my real thoughts on it. Point blank, without Sister Wives, you got nothing. Bro, you're done. I've been watching Cody do these interviews and shit. Without Sister Wives, you are fucking toast. You got nothing to talk about. There's nothing going on with Cody Brown. Like, Cody is, like, he's got zero, like, the riz that he has, this shit plays because Cody's personality works in the realm of polygamy because it was different. And, you know, he's kind of like the Amish. Like, as far as a lot of people are concerned, he's like the Amish. Like, he's about one step away from the Amish people. Like, they don't really know much. They're naive. And gosh golly, that shit kind of plays because, like, oh, he's just silly because he's naive and blah, 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 right? But when you strip away all the polygamy stuff and you put him and you place him solidly in the real world, part of the reason why he didn't get along with people on special forces is because Cody is a weirdo. If you take away the polygamy part aspect and the storyline and you just put Cody in a room with other people, he comes off weird. Point blank. He comes off weird. He's not interesting or charming. He's just weird. He comes off weirdo, like a weirdo. The one girl, Chicken Fry LaPaglia, she said, you know, Cody creeps me out. She wasn't lying. She was dead ass. He creeps out. Yeah, I mean, as you know, if I'm in Cody. Well, Cody's way older than me, and I found that out. But you know, we're close enough. If Cody and I, if I went somewhere with Gia, Judice, and Brianna LaPaglia, and I was hanging out with them, I would say like little cool things I think is funny. They're going, who this old man? You know what I'm saying? You know? And Cody trying to fit in like he 20-something. Part of the attraction, or not sexual attraction, but the thing that makes you desirable to be around as an older person is the fact that you bring a certain level of wisdom. You may have humor, you may have intellect, but what they look for is maturity and wisdom. And things that they would look for in you, they will not necessarily look for in their counterparts. And things that they excuse in their counterparts, like a 20-year-old guy with washboard abs and a nice ripped chest and huge arms and a pretty decent looking face, he could be dumb as a sack of rocks, but he's good looking. And you're like, well, he got potential. You know, we could work with it. If you 57 years old and you dumb as a sack of rocks and you just running back and forth, your hair all crazy looking, your ass stinking, they're not looking at you going, he's fun. That's not what they saying. He got a problem. There's something wrong with him. There's things that, you know, a 20-year-old like that model dude, if he was walking around in there and his ass was stinging, them girls probably might not mind as much. Cody doing it, they going to the shelters to get people? Where's he from? What show is he on? You know what I mean? Like, he might be on Van Life or something. That's kind of the way he's moving around. It just is what it is. Yeah, that whole thing, that might have to be a separate video because I kind of went off tonight on that whole thing because that did get me a little heated with him talking about the kids. Again, I go back to the whole thing, and I'm going to do the super chats and I'll wrap on this, guys, because I know it's about 2 hours. But here's the thing. When it comes to people, if they don't miss you in your absence, they never value your presence. They don't miss you in your absence. They never valued your presence. Okay. The fact that he's not crying, at least in my opinion, the way it comes off to me, he's not crying because he misses his kids. He's crying because he can't understand why he's being blamed for his kids not being around. He's not crying because or upset because his kids aren't around, don't want nothing to do with him. He's upset because he doesn't want to have anything to do with his kids. Everybody criticizes him for not wanting to have anything to do with his kids, and he doesn't know how to fix it. That's the impression I get on why he's upset. And so when I'm listening to him talk about it, I'm very resistant to him or anyone else trying to give him a pass or make this road easier for him. It has to be hard. It has to be difficult. It has to be something he goes through because he has to work on these relationships. I owe you guys a video. I have to get this video taped and out and because there's some things that was talked about during the McKelty Tony interview that I want to address, that I want to talk specifically about, as well as some of the other interviews I've been watching him do. And that's why I'm saying I'm not going to be one of these folks who call, Cody's coming on my show. I'm going to be nice to him. I hope he comes and calls me because I don't give him a fluff piece. Fuck him. I'm not giving him a fluff piece. I'm not going to, because one, I have integrity and I got to be able to live with myself. Two, I remember there was a time, speaking about integrity, there was a time I did a job with a guy named Aziz Ansari. He's a comedian, right? He had a show. I did the show. And there was a scene that I had where I was a bouncer. I was kicking him out. And, we did the scene and I did something I never did. I was nice to him during the course of that scene. And I never forgot that. Like I said something like, oh, need somebody to walk out, blah, blah, blah. Because it was like in the stage of like the humor of where we were in that scene. And I never forgave myself for that shit. Never forgave myself because I was being too nice. I was trying to be friendly. I was trying to be cool. And by me trying to be cool, I didn't do my job. I mean, it worked. Everybody was happy, but I know it could have been better because I didn't do my job, because my job wasn't to be nice to him. There was another opportunity I had where I worked with, what's that brother from Star Wars? Hold on a second. Last Jedi cast. Okay, yeah, John Boyega. I did another film with John Boyega, and I never forget it. Like he was playing a lawyer, and I have a past. I did comedy. I do comedy, and John was like, he's a nice guy. John is a very nice guy, super chill dude. And part of me feels bad for what I did to him because we shot this scene and I had like some things I was gonna say. The director was like, "All right, James, we have your stuff that you're gonna say. You say those things, and you can say whatever you want. All right." So he gave me the green light. So I went back there. He came out. We had our exchange. And I ripped his ass to pieces. Like, I ripped him to pieces, son. I roasted his ass like, woo, it was terrible. It was terrible. I did him dirty, son. Dirty. I did him dirty, right? It got so bad, I started feeling bad. Cass is laughing. I had a producer in the back room watching the monitors. He's back there cracking up. John Boyega, he's feeling a certain kind of way about it, right? I'm roasting the shit out of him. He didn't even know it was coming. And I roast them, cut, go again, action, do it again, roast them. They laugh and cut, do it again. I roasted his ass probably for about 8 hours straight. It was crazy. It was crazy. But that one I was proud of because that was my job. That's what they hired me, not to make his life miserable, but they hired me to do the job. This is where I was as a person. I'm supposed to talk to this guy a certain way, and that's what I did. Right? And that's what it comes down to with some of these, like when you see these interviews, your job isn't to be their friend. You're not going to get invited to their house. You're using them because you're using them for views. This is the business side of it on YouTube. You're using them because you want to get your name out. You want to grow your channel. you want people to view your stuff, you want more views. If you get a big name, they come down, talk to you, then your channel blow up. Right? Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should start making some phone calls. But at the same time, they're using you. Cody's using you too, because he's trying to recondition himself. He's trying to present himself to a new audience, and he's going to use your name and your credibility so he can do that. And this is why it's important, especially if you're like a person from ET or one of the other outlets, like big name outlets, who does this kind of stuff. Maybe you cover a reality show as like out of a sideline. This isn't your main business. Maybe you watch the show, maybe you don't. You might have to read some cue cards so you even know who the hell you talking to. I don't really expect a whole lot from them. But if you cover this show every week and 90% of your views are about this show, and you get an opportunity to interview Cody or Robin or Mary, Janelle, Christine, and you start asking questions that none of the fans give a freak about, they don't care about, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're jeopardizing your integrity. And more importantly, you're not doing your job. Do a job that you can be proud of. Like I said, I'll never forget that shit with Aziz Ansari. Because I should have roasted his ass too. And maybe that's why John Boyega got it so bad. So, John, if you ever see this, it's Aziz's fault. It's Aziz's fault. He did that shit to you. Bruh, I'm sorry about that shit. It was fun. It was fun, but I still kind of laugh. Just the look on his face, boy. Woo! It was brutal. Yeah, that's just my piece about that. Like, and I stand on what I said before. If you guys you're not doing, especially if there are people that you like. Like, if I brought Janelle on, I like Janelle. I supported Janelle. I liked Janelle for a lot of years. And I'm saying, if I brought her on, we would have to have a real conversation about like her positions on screwing Mary out of that lane. So if Janelle was ever considering coming on the show, we'd have to talk about that, because that's a big deal. That is a big deal. So that's not a, well, I mean, tell me about Tiger Farm. Well, why did you name it that? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. What's your favorite plant? We have like a 2-hour conversation about that. Yeah, about this NDA thing, about this you screwing Mary over thing. It is what it is. Okay. I mean, good answer. Thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate you. My take on it. No, we're not doing that shit. Like, that's a big conversation. Let's spend 2 hours talking about that shit. And while you did that, we'll spend 5 minutes talking about Tiger Farms. That makes sense to me. But let me give some shout outs to some folks. We had some super chats come in. Want to make sure I recognize everybody. We don't need no water. Let that mother burn. Let's see. Negla 3, $2 super chat. Negla said, I'm a remote online notary. $250 for all SIGs. Okay. All right, big time. Shit. Negla pulling down that paper. She said $250 for the all signatures. I mean, but at the same time, that's way cheaper than you jumping on a plane, renting a room, staying in a hotel, meals, entertainment, and everything else. So you go stand on Scouty Pass and sign a document. Like, you make out like a bandit hooking up with Negla 3. Cody, next time you guys want to do something, call Negla up. Now, just be careful, because don't say no wild shit to her, because I will not be responsible if you say the wrong thing to Negla 3. You should be wearing you like a cheap suit, player. Thanks, Negla. Then we had Sassy Experience with the $5 super chat. What's up, Sassy Experience? How you been? And now y'all see why Mary ran it back to Cody and Robin. What Janelle told her, yeah, I said it then. They're all backstabbers of one another. Yeah, all 5 are the same. Yeah, Yeah, I think you're 100% right, Sassy Experience. See, you know what? I criticize Mary for running that shit back, but I guess at the end of the day, you don't know who the hell to trust. And I think that's a fair criticism. I think that's a fair criticism. So if I came off hard on the other way, with this new information, I'm more than willing to admit my mistake, and I'm willing to say for sure. I remember Sassy Experience said something to that degree. So yeah, 100%. Thank you, Sassy. Then we had Reed Diddy, $3 super chat. Reed Diddy, love it. Say you're the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're the best. This chat and this group is the best. We the best channel on YouTube. Period. We that secret sauce. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, Reed Diddy. Then we had Unlimited Lipstick. Janet, what's going on? 279 super chat. James sums it up. Cody and Robin in 3 words. Fuck them kids. That's how they feel about them, son. I'm not even look. Cody and Robin, they real ones. They keep it real on that front. They don't give a shit about them kids. And the crazy part is it annoys me. Maybe that's what annoys me so much when they try to pretend like they do. Like, you guys are so good at not caring about them kids. Why are you pretending like you do care? Like, clearly you don't. You have no problem showing us what little regard you have for them. So it's just insulting that you don't give a shit about your kids and you keep trying to convince me that you do care about your kids. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But let me give you a little something, Janet. F them kids. They keep making me look bad. That's all I hear Cody saying. Then we got Brittany. Now, Brittany, one of the mega minds in the house with the $4.99 super chat. Brittany, one of the most well-read people on YouTube. Hey, just now starting the episode. Oh, Brittany, you in for some shit. If Janelle's a financial advisor and she fucked the finances up, why the fuck is Cody listening to her advice now? Right? Thank you, Brittany. Not Brittany. If you mess the books up so much so, like, I'm trusting you to pay some bills, and like, they got it, all right, everything cool, and everything seemed copacetic. You leave, right? Well, we'll say a job. You have a job. You doing a job. Everybody think you doing a good job. I've seen this shit before, actually. This is story time, in a rough way. Everybody think they doing a good job. Then they leave, and you go back and start looking at the work because you got to get updated as far as what they were doing and what they were covering. You covering them, and you look at it and say, this shit is a mess. Stuff is unresponded. You got shit in the drawers. Like, what the hell? Why isn't anything stapled? They didn't know where the file room was. They couldn't find folders. What the? Oh my goodness! They didn't just leave. They quit just in time because this shit was about to blow up. That's why they left. Started filling out applications, and you have that person and they come back and start trying to tell you how to do the job. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, you can see yourself out. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Nobody does that. If Janelle wasn't paying bills, she messed the books up. To the point where you like, oh, all that shit when they say I stole money. No, I didn't steal money. That was Janelle messing the books up. Oh, but she gave me advice. This is in the same level of Cody saying, I went on a date with Mary and I went back to my best friends. I said, I could work it out with Mary. And Christine got so angry. She was so angry. And she walked out with her tears in her face. And she yelled at me because I was going to work it out with Mary. We saw that episode, right? They were filming that shit and they played it on TV. And I know you saw it because you watched the show. And we know. And you still sat there and told that lie. Just like we know that Janelle was not the financial advisor. She was probably there telling you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I advise you against it. I advise against you doing it, and you did it anyway. But yeah, you can miss me with that shit too, Cody. But good call, Brittany. Good call. I trusted Janelle for all this stuff for my financial advice. Jody Pierce Scala in the house. $4.99 super chat. Are you reviewing the reunion show on Nick Vile YouTube channel? Yes, I am. I'm going to do that. That's one of the shows I wanted to talk about because Cody. And this is what I'm saying. Like, when you remove the sister wife stuff, Cody is terrible. And I mean that, like, I'll amend it because it is what it is. Like, I'm trying to be polite, but I can't because it's just nothing I can say. Cody is hard to watch on TV. He's a hard watch. Like, the only reason why he's even interested now, even as far as like the interviews, and I'm kind of curious about the interactions and things he's going to say, is it because deep down when I watch these things, I'm looking for the references or at least information or signals to inform me about his relationships with, as it pertains to sister wives. Aside from that, Cody has nothing to offer. It's terrible TV. Like, Cody is terrible TV. Like, even with his little, like, on Special Forces, like, if you strip away, like, if I didn't know who he was, this dude would look like a clown. That's not how men feel about things. Men are manly, and we believe in strength, justice, the American way, because we're men. And when we're men, men do manly things. Things that's hard, things that's difficult, things that just don't make any sense because we're men.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That's how it was every time I'm watching him do his little episodes, I'm gonna try to explain some stuff, like, come on, dog. Come on, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, how you gonna try to counsel me on how to be a parent? You don't even talk to me. Forget talking to like half your kids. Dude, you only talk to like 1/3 of your children. They can't all be assholes. I'm just saying, bro. And you only talk to the 5 that you do talk to because they live in the house with your wife, which is a big sign for you, Robin. If he ever has a problem with you, your kids are going to be in the same bucket as his kids. Just a little quick note. Thank you, Jody. Then we had Kathy Mosley in the house with the $5 super chat. All right, I love what the DQ team said, that they would send Cody to scout a minefield, and that's all he's worth in the military. Yeah, Cody don't, because the one thing that I noticed with Cody and his performance on both special forces, and I think this ties into, like I said, it informs you of his relationships and the relevance that he has on sister wives. Because when you watch special forces, the thing that makes him a failure as far as special forces is concerned, the physical stuff he did okay with, right? I won't even say he did okay. He did pretty good, right? With the physical stuff. But when it came to care, compassion, teamwork, being concerned for your teammates, looking out for your team, being mindful of your squad, he is abysmal. Like, this dude is probably one of the worst people on the show. I don't think there was anybody else. Cody had left the one young lady, the one who won, actually, ironically enough. He left her in a building that exploded, supposedly. He told her, pick up the guy. He left the guy who was down in one of the first missions they did. They went through the town. They were supposed to be finding, saving survivors or whatever. He picks up a guy. He walks by another guy, down soldier, who was supposed to be part of their unit, or whatever. He's like, leave him, and goes out. They yell at him, you don't leave, you left a man behind, blah, blah, blah. He got read the riot act for leaving a guy behind. Then he turns right around. His teammate, who is actively searching the building. First, they pick up a hostage, take him into a building. They knew where to get, it's going to be gas in there. They take him into a building that's supposed to be getting gas, gets the hostage gassed to death. They don't find the equipment. Then Cody is only worried about himself and completing the objective, so he passes. Not so much to save the guy, because clearly he don't give a shit about the guy because he took him into a gas house, right? So he's looking for himself to achieve the objective for himself. And he leaves his partner in the compound that is supposed to be, they knew it was a timer, they knew it was going to explode. So technically he blew his partner up, right? She comes out, he's just standing on the side. That shit was crazy. That. Then when they had the thing, he's standing there, he could stop the torture of his teammates or whatever. They got him doing squats and lifting up these, these little women lifting these heavy ass sandbags over their heads and shit. They barely getting through, and they struggling just like he is physically, according to him. And his assessment, he was blowing out professional athletes. So physically, he could take it. They tell him to put his sad bag down and watch these women work. And he's fine standing there watching them suffer. He is horrible. He doesn't even try to stop their suffering. He doesn't do anything to stop their suffering. He is terrible. He's terrible. And the big thing about being in these, I won't even say tier 1 organizations, the Delta, Airborne, Berets, SEAL teams, Rangers. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying just in the military, period. He would be scary. He would be scary. That dude would get what they call a blanket party. He get the code red like they was talking about in what's that movie with Few Good Men? Did you order the code? You're damn right I did. Yeah, damn right I did, because his ass he's dangerous. Cody is not, because if you put him in a team, you have to be able to trust that if you're doing the left, you have to be able to trust that your guy is covering the right. That's you covering my back. Like, I have to have 100% faith that I'm gonna do my assignment. You trust that I'm gonna do my shit, and I'm trusting that you doing your shit. Because if you're not doing your stuff and you're not looking out for me, then that means that I have a whole side that I'm blind to and I'm vulnerable. So I have to be able to trust you that you're not only are you going to do your job, but if shit goes south, you're not going to run off and leave me. Like, because he runs off. He don't even tell people where he's going. He just goes off, does his own thing. He is abysmal. He's not, I won't even say abysmal. He's scary. He's one of them guys like you. I would never go on a place with him. I wouldn't go to a party with his ass. He's the kind of guy, go over, start a whole bunch of shit with a group of dudes, and then turn around and be like, yeah, my friends over there will kick your ass. And they be like, oh, yeah? What's up then? They go over there and walk up to you. You guys just standing there having a good time. Don't have any idea that shit is coming your way. You turn around, everybody starts squabbing. You turn around, and you know what I mean? You and your boys might have caught a fade. You go outside, this dude, nowhere to be found. You get home, he's sitting in the crib drinking sodas, wearing a damn robe. This mug been home for hours. What happened? Where'd you go? Oh, man, them guys was talking mad shit, yo. So I was like, I went over to him. I was like, y'all gonna shut up or my boy's gonna kick your ass. And then they started getting riled up. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and pay my tab and go on home. Because I don't want to be, because if I was there, what I'll be doing. You could have been there. You started the shit, then you left. You didn't even tell us. Not okay, fine. You don't want to do nothing. You want to get involved. Cool. But at least tell us there's a problem. We didn't even know there was a problem, cuz. That's where Cody is. That's the kind of dude Cody reminds me of. Like, he go over, start a whole bunch of shit, don't even tell you there's a problem. And even when, like, the breakfast, that's another example. The breakfast thing. The staff call him over. Cody, go over, How's everybody doing? Or they're sad, but they're happy to be here. Okay, tell them breakfast is ready. He go over, yeah, the staff called me up, and then they were like, how's everybody doing? And I'm like, oh, they're sad, they're tired, but they're happy to be here. Cody, did they say anything about breakfast? Oh, yeah, they said breakfast ready. Well, I mean, that's what I've been waiting for. I'm sitting here starving. I want to hear that shit. Okay, that's the type of dude. That or lets me further know, confirm to me that that's the kind of dude he is. Like, you go out with Cody, as much of that man shit he talk, if you go out with Cody, you are by yourself. Just recognize that. Like, I always assume I'm alone by myself. Anyway, I don't expect nobody to do nothing for me anyway. When I go out like that, I got my own back. But I look, Cody's one of them guys. Do not trust him. I wouldn't trust him. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, especially after watching Special Forces. Like that, as much as I think he thought that shit was going to be a redemption arc for him, that made him look worse, because that also informs me as to, like I said, when I watch it, I didn't watch it just to see Cody's charm or his charisma. I was watching Special Forces because I wanted to seek more information to inform me about Sister Wives. And what that told me about Sister Wives, the same way he left them women in Special Forces, he left his wives. The same way he was only looking out for himself and what benefited him and what made his life easier on Special Forces, I applied that same logic to what he was most likely doing in the Brown family when the cameras weren't rolling. It's just information on information. I'm informed by the things I'm seeing with Cody do, and that's kind of where I'm at with some of these interviews. But yeah, I mean, that's the only thing he would be good for, because he'd be bouncing around and he's gonna cover every inch of the. Don't worry about where you walk, because Cody done bounced around, ran back and forth the whole way down here for at least 100 meters. I mean, we are fine. We can set up a picnic out here because Cody, he's running around, bouncing around all over the place. You gonna give him the orders to go run? No, I ain't telling them shit. I ain't telling them no plans. Oh man, you to go get him, guy. Go over there and get me some. Go get him, guy. But thank you so much, Kathy. Then we had Cindy from Oz. What's going on? Calling from down under. Special Forces showed how little respect Cody has towards women. I'm glad 2 women won. I know. That shit could have. It would have been better. Like, I wish LaPaglia wouldn't have did because she technically won too. Technically, he got beat by 3 women, because LaPaglia, chicken fry. I don't know how I feel about her as a person. Like, I get some weird vibes off of her. But when it comes down to like the her time on Special Forces, she did some good. She showed some good stuff, and she was done. Okay, and if she wouldn't have said, "I'm in the military. I'm on a show called Special Forces," like, if she would have did that, she would have been number 3. And her winning, all them young women. I said this on Saturday. I'm gonna say it one more again. All right, let me tell y'all like this. Special Forces, his thing on Special Forces was an utter disaster for any possibility that he's going into the manosphere. Why do I say that? Because most of these manosphere guys, they like to do these little pseudo bullshit ass debates where they bring in young women and they basically yell at them and cuss at them, call them whores and stuff like that. All kinds of crazy stuff. I probably shouldn't have said the last part, but that's what they call them, right? Call them 304s, right? And for Cody to go on this show and lose to 3 young women, this is their bread and butter. This is what these guys use to justify. We fight wars. Men are better when it comes to wars. We're better when it comes to physical stuff. Somebody break in the house, we're the ones who go downstairs and defend the family, because we go down and defend the family because we fight wars. We should have the ability to vote. Women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Women should, these are things that are said in the manosphere. Women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Women should be subservient to men. They should respect men as leaders because they don't have the physicality to be able to do it. If if trouble starts, they should go make me a sandwich when I come home, because that's women's work, because our work is hard stuff and being men and doing like the physical stuff, like being in the military. And then you have 3 women that outshined him. And not only did he not get selected, he made it to the very end of it as far as the physical part, but he couldn't do none of the mental. He didn't have the mental acuity to be able to finish the tasks and get things done. And he got put off the show. And that is crazy. That reminded me, and I shared this on Saturday during the roundtable. That reminded me of Vince McMahon. There was a guy named Mark Henry. He is a power lifter, Olympic level power lifter, right? I'll go show you a picture real quick. And he wrestled for the WWF for one period, right? And hold on one second. Here we go. Oh, that's not going to come out right. Well, anyway, doesn't matter. He wrestled for the WWF, and strongman, Olympic level strongman, dude is crazy strong. And some of the tough men guys who do the heavy lifting, they were making fun of him. They're like, oh, Mark Henry, he's fake, he ain't real, etc., etc. He's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And Mark Henry got pissed. So he's like, I'm going to go to one of the competitions. I'm going to show them what it's about. I'm going to show them what real strength look like. And I'm going to go to one of the strongman competitions. And he was listed as the strongest man in the world under the WWF. Vince McMahon, he went to Vince McMahon, was like, I need some time off because I want to go compete in the strongman. Vince McMahon said, I don't care about that shit. I already have you listed as the strongest man. He said, yeah, but I care that these guys are talking shit about me. And at that time, Vince McMahon said, okay, here's the deal, though. We don't have room for the world's second strongest man. Basically tell him, if you go down there and you lose, you're fired, right? So he went down, he crushed it, he broke records and shit. So he came back, he was the strongest man. What that tells me is this, and I say that to say this. When Cody went on Special Forces, he was doing manly man shit. Remember, he was sitting there talking about men do hard things, and that's what men do because we're men. And we do manly hard things because we're men, and we have body odor, and the body odor gives us power. It's called masculinity. Masculinity. That's awesome. I'll put that on a t-shirt. It's called masculinity. But so it's incredibly damaging that he goes on this show and loses to some 20-year-olds. The same people he will be on these whatever podcasts or Andrew Wilson and Fresh and Fit and all them guys. Andrew Tate, when he's sitting there talking to them guys and they're talking to these 20-year-old women, telling them they ain't shit and they not smart and they couldn't do nothing because the men are protectors and they inferior and blah blah blah. Any one of them women could look Cody dead in the face and be like, yeah, but you lost to 3 women on Special Forces, and that'll crush his credibility. So that show in and of itself, chef's kiss. You couldn't write that better. And I think even the guy, I think that LaPaglia, even if she was like, because she had some suspect tasks and stuff during the show where normally she might not, I could see an avenue where they wouldn't let her finish. Even if she finished the challenges and stuff, she wouldn't get past as far as the course is concerned. I can see them green lighting her just because it'll fuck with Cody. Just because it'll fuck with Cody. And that's why part of the reason why they had the female interrogator going at Cody the way she was. Because they knew it was getting under his skin. And somebody said, oh, I felt bad for it because it looked kind of dangerous. Trust me when I say this. That Irish woman would have took his ass apart like a Lego set. If he would have got out of hand, she would have took his ass apart. All right. They would have sent Cody ass home in a box. Not even a big box. Like a little itty bitty tiny like Amazon box. You know what I mean? That lady was serious. Like, no, she was fine. But thank you so much, Cindy. And then we have going the wrong way. Why is this going up? I go up, it goes down. I go down, it goes up. Go Go up, it goes down. Like, what the shit? Okay, here we go. Sassy Experience with the $2 super chat. Special Forces confirmed everything we expected about Cody. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Special Forces was just merely a confirmation for people who are fans of Cody, not fans of Cody Brown, but fans of Sister Wives. Special Forces just revealed the things that we already knew about Cody. And here's the sad part. And this is the part that I think is damaging for Cody. The reality of it is that bruh, I hate to say this, but you are not okay because you just like I know I'm right at this point, and how many more times can I be told I'm right and I'm still interested in hearing about how right I am? That's kind of where Cody's in trouble. I think that his end of Sister Wives franchise is kind of might be coming to a close because of that fact. But thank you so much. Then we have Michelle Woods in the house of the $4.99 super chat. Special Forces prove Cody can't do anything selfless in his life depending on it. If his life depended on it, yeah. Go in there and make sure you rescue everybody. Okay. Hands are looking crazy and shit. He look like he stuck a fork into an outlet. Okay. Then he had nothing. Like, you didn't listen to nothing I said, did you? You have no idea what we doing. I'm just gonna run in there and just do some shit. Okay, Cody. But I mean, like I said, it's pretty much everything we suspected. You know, no care, no concern, no direction, like no plan. Like he just goes in at confusing activity with accomplishment. Like you're just doing shit, but you're not doing anything. You know, this is crazy. But thank you so much. Appreciate you, Michelle Woods. Thanks for being in the house tonight. I think I missed one. Oh, wait. Hold on. I missed a couple. Neglet 3 with the $2 super chats. James for reunion host or series finale. I'm just saying, yeah, right. If you guys call me up, I would do it. But again, I don't want to have the constraints of an NDA, and I definitely don't want to have a limitation on what I can ask and what I can't ask. If they don't want to answer the question, that's fine, but I'm gonna ask the question. And then they have to work their way around not answering it. I think that's the best way that's the most honest way to go about it. You know, just ask the question, and if they want to answer it, they can answer. If they don't, that'll be noted too. But thank you so much, Neglet 3, for your support. Then we had Lizzie B gifted One My Take on Reality membership. Make sure you guys check it out. If you receive that gift, thank you so much, Lizzie B. I appreciate you. Lizzie B, one of the mega minds, big supporter of the channel, as well as OG, triple OG, because she's been around. If you get the membership, if you have a membership, make sure you join us on Saturday. We have come on down. We have a great conversation. We do that every Saturday at noon time, Eastern Standard Time. Fantastic conversations. And we talk about everything from sister wives to, personal issues. Sometimes we get into some deep conversations. We also have some pretty light conversations. I'll say it that way. I don't want to promise folks overpromise, but yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. But thank you so much. Appreciate you, Lizzie B. Let me give you a little something. All right, let's go through these polls real quick. All right, so we had for the one poll, we had 86 votes, right? Which friend group would you join? 33% of you said Team Mary. 67% of you said Team Janelle. Okay. And I don't know if I gave the disclaimer. This isn't necessarily talk about hanging out with the individuals, Janelle or Mary, but merely talking about the friends that they surround themselves with. Which one would you feel most comfortable with? Okay. Then, of course, we had the 294 votes. Make sure you guys hit that like button, please. Which friend group would you join? 23% said Team Mary. 77% said Team Janelle. All right. So it looks like Janelle, like her friend group is pulling ahead. This is no disrespect. Once again, this is no disrespect to Jen from best friend Jen or Mary and her friend groups. Because, I mean, everybody needs a friend or a buddy. And I think that your friends are the people that you feel most comfortable hanging out with. If that's who you get down with, that's who you get down with. But I was just curious. Okay. G2021 GOAT said, I didn't get a vote, but Team Janelle. Yeah, we got some. Tracy McMurray said, oh, Jen and Mary are made for each other. I'm glad they have each other. Yeah. Some things were revealed this episode. I think this will go down as one of the big episodes as far as that's concerned. Let me give Lizzie B a little something because I don't know if I gave her a little something. Oh, okay. James, what about Christine having a whole storyline about getting a facial and saying she doesn't tell David whole truths? You know what? That was her trying to be cute. And to be honest with you, I didn't really include that because that was one of the things. Like between that and even some of the conversations that Janelle was having, this is why I say that they might struggle a little bit with their own shows because that conversation was just kind of meh. Yeah. Like Christine's trying to be cute. Sometimes I lie to him about how big a party is and what we're going to do. And we're going to go see one movie. We wind up going to see another one. She's still trying to play into the whole princess thing, which again works in the form of like the polygamy aspect, like this show being about polygamy. But when you strip away the polygamy part of it, and turn it into like just strictly a relationship, particularly a monogamous relationship thing, it is not as interesting. And it just comes off like there's parts of it that comes off as naive. Because if you have a good man, or if you have a good woman, a good partner, then you have to take care of that partner. You have to cherish it and take care of it. You have to be a good steward of your relationship. And that means that you don't want to take advantage of or take for granted. You don't want to try to manipulate and lie and deceive to have and maintain that relationship. Because not only is it disrespectful to the relationship and your partner, but it's destructive. And if it's something that's important to you, don't destroy it. And that's all. I mean, but I don't want to make it super deep about it, like critical about it. But I just think that it was one of those things that she's just trying to say to make herself sound more interesting. And she thinks it's cute, but it's not, it's not really, I don't know. If I don't take it serious, it's not conversation worthy. If I do take it serious and start trying to pull it apart, it just becomes super negative. And I'm not sure how much of it she really meant. So they didn't put any time in it. I'm not going to put no time in it. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, but I was looking for, let's see, B for the round table. Oh, there it is. I just hit it and I just missed it. That's the story of my life. Yeah, remember to hit that like button. Thank you. Please and thank you. As they say, please and thank you. Thank you in advance for hitting that like button. Thank you in advance for hitting that like button. Appreciate you. Yeah, but just make sure you check out the we have another show coming up where you guys are going to be able to do the call-in. That'll be the call-in show will be on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Then we have the Thursday show, which is the Speak Pipe show, and then we'll be back again next week. I'm going to do so. I have to get some videos shot. Got to brown some things out, try to get my studio together. Still working on that. But it's a shame. But once I get everything done, plus I had some other things I had to do. But once I get everything done, I want to start rolling out videos on a more consistent basis. I will be making posts so that you guys will be able to see beforehand, like at the beginning of the week, what videos are dropping when, and you'll be able to pick those videos. And I'm also going to kind of span out past Sister Wives, because I think the group, we're evolving past Sister Wives, I think, at this point a little bit. And we need to find some other stuff to talk about, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know how much longer Sister Wives can keep going. They're on a cliff and they're hanging on with their fingertips at this point. You know what I mean? Like, this thing is about to be go over. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead, hit that, ring that bell for notifications, so you will be notified when I go live or I drop new content. We will have a whole lot of content coming up. Hey, what's going on, Tracy McMurray? What's happening? Yes. Team Janelle on Bourbon Street. You know what I mean? Because I do have to recommit to doing more videos. But I appreciate you guys. Got Lizzie B. Game more videos, please. Yeah, right. Because we gotta tighten it up a little bit. Because we're running like 3-hour lives. Not everybody can participate. It's not fair. But yeah, thank you so much. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who hit us, blessed us with some super chats tonight. Let me give some recognition to those folks. Megatron. Then we had Negla 3 up in the house. Ty. We had Annie Banani coming through once again. Annie Banani, let her name. Michelle Woods in the house. Betty Aldridge coming through. What's up, Betty? Betty's one of our mainstay folks. Wisdom and Grace. Love Soka. We had is this Betty Aldridge? I missed this one. Betty Aldridge, $5 super chat. Mary didn't want to hear it when Janelle tried to tell her patience only lasts so long. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Yeah, I mean, well, because I say that if you gonna come out, it also depends. To give Betty like a little context too. I think that it also depends on how Mary was doing it. If he was trying to promote Mary and convince Mary to sign an NDA, and she was playing Little Miss Shy Girl, like she didn't, no, Cody, I don't know, don't come doing that, no, Cody, no, I don't know, Cody. If she was doing that shit, then I could see where Janelle was like, all right, look, we're gonna have to shit or get off the pot. But if Mary was coming out the way, and that's maybe part of the problem too, is that I think that with that much money on the line, those would have been some hard conversations. Hell to the no, I'm not signing that shit. Very clear. I'm not signing that. So if you want to try to make me sign that, or if you try to rip me off, I will take you to court and I'm taking your ass to the cleaners. That's you know what I mean? And Janelle, that you will have to start picking sides, because you will be listed. If you sign off on this, your ass is getting listed on the complaint too. Everybody getting it. So, I mean, I think that's there too. But let me give Betty Aldridge a little something. What is this? Negla 3, $2 super chat. Could you imagine if Robert had fought in Mary's baby? Oh, sure. Yeah, right. Oh, she would, because I don't think she ever was serious about doing it. But if she did that shit, she would have been so tied into Robin and Cody. Oh, or Robin would have been so tied into Cody and Mary's business. It'd have been ridiculous. Like I don't think Mary would have been able to get out. And that was the only reason why I think she floated it. Part of the reason why she floated, part of the reason why Mary was so accepting of it is because she thought that was the way she was going to be able to stay in the family through the value of that baby. It doesn't work that way. Babies don't keep men. Babies don't keep women. So if you ever plan on getting married or having a baby to keep your relationship going, you are making a big ass mistake. If anything, it makes your relationship harder. Babies make your shit harder. They don't make them stay. It makes it harder. You crazy? Opposite effect. Thank you, Negla. Yeah, YouTube is my time machine up in here. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I got everybody. I don't want to disrespect anybody. We had Janet, Reed Diddy. Thank you so much. Sassy Experience. Then we had Kathy Mosley, Jody Pierce-Scala, Cindy from Oz. Can't forget Cindy from Oz. How are we going to forget Cindy from Oz? And of course, just because I like saying that, Michelle Woods in the house. Thank you guys so much. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Brittany, Not Brittany, as well as Carmel Cuties, as well as Lizzie B in the house, our Mega Mod squad who've been holding us down, keeping the chat secure and safe, and giving us a quiet, respectable place where we can come together and have these conversations about sister wives. Disagreements and differences of opinion are not only accepted, they're encouraged. And so it's good for you guys to have your own view and perspective of things. And those things are valuable because as we go through these circumstances, situations, especially as we move away from sister wives, things that are already as heavily established, and we start talking about different topics and stuff. I want to hear what you guys think about these things. What are your perspectives? Even if you disagree with me here on this channel, you can disagree with me. You can have a difference of opinion because you see things differently. You may see things I don't see, and I recognize that. So I encourage everybody to get your voices heard. And even with that being said, if you guys are interested in leaving a SpeakPipe message, please do so at speakpipe.com. And make sure you leave a message. You know, as Banani said, you know, Annie Banani said, you know, she left 6 of them. We're going to play them. And then we're going to hear what you guys say. And I want to respond to them if necessary. If you guys, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But thank you guys so much. I want to give you guys as much opportunity to get your voices heard on these platforms or on these places and spaces as possible because you guys invest just as much time and energy into these topics and situations as we do as content creators, and you too should have your voices heard. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for participating. Thanks for being patient with us as we rocking in almost 3 hours in this live. Thank you guys so much for hanging out twice as long as I planned, but oh well, it was fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. That's my take. I'm James, and this has been my take on reality, and I'm out.
'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, yeah.